Hello. How's everybody doing? I got the chat opened up so everyone can say hi. Hey, Crystal and Teresa, Patricia, good to see you guys on here. All right, I am gonna get this little notification sent out. All right, so that way everyone knows where to find us. Hello from Watseka. Cool, like that. That's a fun name. Congratulations, Teresa and Crystal, both of you guys. I know that Teresa just got completely onboarded, which is exciting. And Crystal, I saw that you just got approved, which is exciting. Congratulations, ladies. I'm excited to work with both of you. It's going to be awesome. Hey, Liz. Thanks for tuning in from Brush Prairie. I love that. Awesome. Yes, we're so excited for you to get started too, Teresa. It's going to be great. And then you guys can work towards that goal of hopping into the restaurant mastermind, because I know so many people wanted to do that, but you want to get through these beginning stages first, which is exciting. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Gary and Mary from Austin. We're going to be in Austin. We're going to have a team retreat for all of my team members in Austin in February. So that's exciting. Really excited about that. All right, I'm going to share my screen here in one quick second so you guys can see. Let's see. I'm sharing my screen. And this is going to be our normal webinar. Scary, but no, with help, I can do this. Yes, like it's totally normal to be nervous or scared when you get started. Being a new business owner is something different, right? For most people. And can be scary, and that's totally okay. It's totally normal. So don't worry about that. The only thing that I recommend is just, keep doing it in spite of feeling a little nervous or fearful. You just got to keep going. So that's really been the only key to my success, is that I just keep taking the next step forward and the next step forward, even though a lot of times I'm kind of scared to do it. So you just kind of got to push yourself out there and follow the steps. Luckily, you guys all have the roadmap, so it'll be kind of easy to follow if you can just make yourself do it. That's it. All right. So can you guys see my screen okay? Just type a yes or a thumbs up in there. Yeah, Liz, correct. No success without risk. There's always going to be some risk. I mean, that's really the definition of an entrepreneur, someone who's willing to take risk, right? And be faithful in yourself, because you're going to fail. You're going to have times where you fail, but it's failing forward. And every time you have a little bit of a setback, or maybe you feel like, oh, I did that wrong or something like that, you're going to learn from it and then be able to keep going forward, which is really awesome. And every single thing that you may do incorrectly is just a really cool learning opportunity. And it sounds like cliche or stupid, but there's been a lot of things that I've even learned just growing this academy and getting to multiple seven figures and trying to break past the $3 million mark. There's been a lot of things that I didn't know how to do, and I have made mistakes and messed up and learned from it. But it's things that I'm like, I kind of wish I didn't have that like big period of time where I had these mistakes. But now that I know, then I can scale even faster and avoid those things the next time. But that's what's really great about the academy. What I'm going to be telling you guys now is because we already made all the mistakes growing up to seven figures in a bookkeeping business. So, we're going to help you avoid all of those, which is really, really great. So you don't have to worry about making a lot of the mistakes that I've already made, because you've got the roadmap on exactly how to overcome them and speed right past, those roadblocks or obstacles. So I'm excited about that. All right, awesome. So let's just dive in and get started here. Welcome, guys, for our webinar again. I know a lot of you guys, or some of you guys, have been on here before, so don't hesitate to just drop any questions as they come. And I liked this to be really interactive, so I'll pause the webinar and answer your questions as they come along. So, but I'm going to talk about your journey into business ownership. and how you can work from home or from the road or traveling, but still be able to achieve your personal goals when it comes to your finances, your location freedom goals, where you want to work, but also your time preferences, how much you want to work, and the schedule that you want to keep. So that's kind of what we're going to cover. And just so you guys know, by starting a bookkeeping business, I'm going to show you on this call how you can make $5,000 per month, working only 10 hours per week, and get up to that within just a few short months. Even if you currently work full time right now, have kids at home that you have to take care of, and even if you've never done bookkeeping before. So if this is something that you want to accomplish for yourself or your family, then you are in the right place. Now, obviously, that is a stepping stone. So if you can make $5,000 per month working 10 hours a week, as you can see how much more you can actually make in your business if you do want to work more than that, which is really cool. But you get to decide. I have some students that like to keep it at that level so they can be stay-at-home parents. And then I have other students who want to scale as big as they can get their business to, and then every goal in between. So we will help you reach the goals that you have for yourself, no matter if you are in the beginning stages and you just want to keep it small, or if you want to go straight to as high as you can get right out of the gate. So for those of you that don't know me on this call, my name's Tiffany Higgins. I'm a CPA and a mom of 5. I founded the Stay at Home Bookkeeper Academy after experiencing all the wonderful things that happened to our family after we started our bookkeeping business back in 2015. And I was able to work part-time from home, growing my business with a 6-month-old on my hip all the time, and 2 elementary school aged kids that came home at like 3 o'clock every day. So it was still relatively easy to grow my business given that situation. And I was able to do so pretty quickly as well. So much so that my husband was also able to quit his job within about 7 months of creating my LLC, because I had brought in enough money to cover all of our bills at that time, strictly with our bookkeeping business. So he actually retired on Christmas Eve of 2015. So we're coming up on his 8 years of being out of corporate America. I say retired, but really he's been working really hard because he's been the primary stay-at-home parent for the last 8 years, as I've been really helping to grow the academy. And he also now has started working in the business with us. So speaking of that, I think he's on this call right now. He'll be popping in and out because he's got to help me run the kids all over today. But he's also going to be texting every single one of you after we get off the call. So that way you have his contact information. And if you have any additional questions, you'll be able to, chat with him. I know he hopped on the call with a phone call with several people yesterday, just answering additional questions. So be on the lookout for his text after this is over. If you don't get it, make sure you reach out and let us know, because sometimes our texts don't go through if you guys have like spam blockers or anything like that on your phones. But basically, I grew my bookkeeping business steadily over a few years until I was making over $200,000 per year. We were working less than a 40-hour work week between the two of us, even putting our resources together. And because of this flexible schedule and low time commitment, that I was able to spread my time between, the business and also taking care of all of the kids, still working less than a 40-hour work week, but making $200,000 a year, which was really awesome because that was more than my husband and I had ever made combined income before. And that was with both of us working outside the house full-time jobs. So, which is really exciting. And then, of course, I was also able to continue to have a thriving business as we decided to grow our family. We brought twins into the world. I actually nursed them for 2 years while I was still growing my business. We also, at that time, decided to homeschool our older children, which then we had a total of 5. And then we even moved and upgraded our house and moved to a completely different city. And all during this time, I continued to grow my business using the exact marketing strategies that we teach you guys in the Bookkeeper Academy. And actually, we even teach you guys more than what I used to do back when I had my business. So it's really cool. You guys can grow even faster than I did. But all the time I was there for my kids any second that any of them needed me. Now, obviously, having 5 kids is stressful in and of itself, but we were able to do that. And my husband and I basically had our entire day was either, bouncing back and forth between the kids and the bookkeeping business and, taking care of that. So it was a lot of work because we had a lot of kids, but it was easy and doable in the grand scheme of things. And it allowed us to not only make more money than we've ever made before, but also be home and with our children all the time. So everybody has different reasons for doing this though, but that was our main reason. We wanted to, have a big family, but we wanted to spend time with them. We didn't want to send them to daycare or spend the majority of their lives at work. So for us, it was really important that we find something that allowed us to be home with them, which this checked all the boxes, right? So I would love to know, type a yes in the chat if you would love to work from home, also have reduced hours, but have more money coming in and still be available to your family anytime they need you. So type a yes in the chat if that is something that you guys are all looking for. And honestly, if you have a different reason for wanting to do this, type that in the chat and let me know. I'd love to know. Let's see. Lee says, hey, Lee, I don't know if you guys can see this in the chat, but he says, um, let's see, I'm not sure if you recognize me, but I've been following you for a while. Yes, I recognize you and your name for sure. But can you please tell me why should we jump in your wagon as opposed to others? Yeah, that's a great question. So, I haven't taken other bookkeeping courses or programs, but I do know a lot of people that are doing them and other people that do some of this stuff too. There's a few that I do know personally, and they're great people. I'm sure have a great program. Honestly, I don't know a whole lot about them. But I do know that with our program, we have probably the most comprehensive support that is offered, like based off of what I do know about what is marketed to people. Ours is probably the most comprehensive. We provide over 70 hours of support. We're probably the second biggest company that does this, which means we have more resources, a bigger team, and you still get that personal feel. So we are always looking to improve our program, but really at the end of the day, you just have to, decide, do I resonate with you? Do you understand my story? Do we mesh well together? Like what I teach people when they start their bookkeeping business too is like, you can take on any client. When you come in our academy, we're going to support you with every single type of client or industry that could come your way. So you don't have to tell people no. But at the end of the day, there are going to be people that you potentially might work with that just don't mesh well with your personality, or you just don't jive with them or whatever. And I think that's one of the bigger factors is, do you like our mission? Do you like why we're here? Do you resonate with that? Are your goals aligned with our goals? And the other thing too is, does your coach have the lifestyle and the things that you want? Because that's one thing you got to look for. I learned this from Grant Cardone, and I think it's one of the smartest things that he has taught me is that never listen to anybody that doesn't have what you want to have, right? Everybody has an opinion and everybody will tell you like, hey, I'm the best one for this, right? But if they don't have what you're looking to have, if they haven't accomplished the goals that you're striving for, then they're not going to be the right person for you. So with that being said, evaluate that, compare, decide, does this make sense? But I will encourage you guys all to, whatever you do, don't take too long to think about all of it, mull it over, because one day you're going to be like, darn, I wish I would have done that 6 months ago, right? So whatever you decide to do, I always just say, make a decision quick and then just get in and start taking action. I will tell you guys that no program has 100% success rate, but a lot of that is just because we can't do it for you. This is basically like an online school, but we take it to the next level, like providing support, accountability, check-ins, mindset training. We cover everything, and I'll go over that later in this webinar. But at the end of the day, you guys have to take the action, right? So you're going to be as successful as the effort that you put into it. And utilizing our support. Another thing too, that we love questions. We love to know where you're at. We like try as best we can to pull information out of you. But if we don't have our students communicate back with us, it's harder for us to help. So with that being said, you got to also utilize the support as much as you can, and then you'll be successful, really. You know what I mean? Great question, though. Teresa wants to take care of her disabled husband. Totally understand that. You need flexibility for that. Sharon White is one of our coaches in our Bookkeeper Academy, and I just did a podcast interview with her, and you can connect with her if you haven't already, Teresa. She hosts the Wednesday calls, I believe, the Wednesday calls, and she does the same thing. She grew her business. Originally, her goal was to take it like to the next level, right? Like get as big as possible. But then her parents kind of got sick. They're a little elderly, and she wanted to keep it small so she has plenty of time to be able to help take care of them. And she has a lot. So it's definitely doable to be able to accomplish that goal. It will complement my tax and insurance business. Oh my gosh, so much so. Is it Chakonda? Is that how you say your name? Beautiful. But yes, bookkeeping services will complement that. And I think you will be pleasantly surprised that you're actually going to end up primarily making your most profit from bookkeeping. And then your tax and insurance business is going to complement that, because bookkeeping is really one of the most profitable businesses that you can run. If you guys Google it, Forbes.com will tell you that bookkeeping and accounting practices are in the top 3 most profitable businesses that you can run, which is great. I love that, Chakonda. So Penny says, want my time to be my own and be able to help family and friends. Yes, absolutely. Gary says, are you willing to share how many employees you have that are available to support the Academy members? Yes, absolutely. Everyone on my team has a hand in supporting our Academy or our mastermind members in some way. So we have an operations manager. Her name's Emily, and she mostly supports mastermind students because Emily, her role in the company has been able to help us really get all of our operations under control, organize everything, the whole hiring process, how to hire A team players, motivate your team members to want to help you move the business forward. So we help our students in our mastermind accomplish that. And Emily not only runs that part of the Bookkeeper Academy and keeps us all organized and on track, but she also coaches our mastermind students with that. So she'll hop on calls with them, walk them through the hiring process, and help the students with, building their teams and keeping their teams organized so they can scale and be the CEO and have a team of people that are doing the majority of the work, which I'm also going to show you guys about that here in a little bit too. And then we have, so that's one, we have Chris, who's our restaurant mastermind bookkeeping coach. And if you were on the restaurant mastermind webinar a couple of days ago, you would have met Chris. Chris is an expert in restaurant mastermind. She has a $250,000 restaurant bookkeeping business, and she coaches all of our students to not only scale their bookkeeping businesses, but specialize in the restaurant industry, where you can make about double the amount of money per client if you offer these little additional services to restaurant owners. And then she shows you how to grow a team of VAs. So she uses virtual assistants. Most of her team is based out of the Philippines. And of course, Emily will help you hire full-time employees as well. So there's a couple of different options there. Then we have Candace, who is our client success director, and she handles all things that come with your success. So she helps you with, making sure that your payments are processing okay, if you need to change your card or anything, but also with like moving along in the program, directing you to where you need to go. And then we have Tracy, who's our head of education. She's going to make sure you know exactly what to do as far as like marketing's concerned, and also technical bookkeeping, tax, and QuickBooks Online questions. So she's really knowledgeable. She's had a bookkeeping business for over 6 years, but she also has been trained through college to be an elementary education teacher. So she loves explaining things. She loves trying to break it down in terms that you guys all will know. So you'll work with her really closely. Then we also have 3 other mentors in our program that are all coaches as well. They've all been through our academy. They've all grown great, successful, awesome businesses, and they also enjoy coming back to coach. So you get to be coached from them as well, learn from what they, their progress through the academy, and they answer all your questions and coach you through the Zoom calls. And then we just hired Christy. She is also a student that went through our academy years ago, has a really awesome business, was able to quit her IT job, retire her husband. Her husband is now homeschooling their 4 kids. They're running their bookkeeping business, making about $100 an hour on their bookkeeping business. And she reached out and wanted to come on board as a full-time success and accountability coach. So she'll be texting and calling you, helping you, if you're struggling at any point, you're stuck at any point, she's going to be there to help move you along as well, which is really, really awesome. And then my husband and myself, obviously, we do the majority of the, discovery calls, sales and marketing of the company as well, answering questions, helping you guys get onboarded, acclimated, access to everything in the program. And then we also do have a marketing position as well. Her name is April. April is not only working on our internal marketing with the Bookkeeper Academy, but she's actually in the process of creating 365 days of posts that you guys can use for your own business, for a bookkeeping business. So in January, we're going to be doing a workshop, and April is going to be running that workshop where you guys will learn how to take all 365 posts that she's created, edit the graphics with your own colors and your business name and logo. And then she's going to show you how to schedule them out for the entire year. So literally, like within 1 week, you're going to have all your social media posts scheduled out completely for all of 2024, which is super awesome. And then we also have Ricky on our team who has been with us. She's my sister. She's been with us since the very beginning. It's really cool when you are a business owner, you can hire your family to help you. It's so fun. And Ricky has done every position in the company and knows a ton about all the coursework. So if there's ever anything that you need coursework wise, she knows exactly where it's at. If you're ever struggling to get access to something, or whatever, she's there to help edit the videos and get you guys access to what you need. She's also, I haven't told anybody this, but she's also working on a lead generation program for me. So here pretty soon, we are going to start this with our restaurant mastermind people, and then we may be rolling it out to our academy members secondary, but she's setting up all the marketing so that way I can start doing webinars for business owners to bring in bookkeeping clients to then hand off to all of the students. So that's what Ricky's working on. So I guess, Lee, in a nutshell too, why would we be the best fit for anybody is because not only are we here to help you guys and we have a very proven track record, we are interested in growing. I have a lot of people on my team that love this job and they really count on this as their, full-time income now. And we have a duty to continue to not only grow the company so they continue to have employment, but every single person on my team, I want them to make as much or more than all of our students make, right? So what we're going to be doing is growing our business and giving all of our team members the opportunity to, make a lot of money with us as well. So we're going to always be growing, always be improving, always going to be having something, extra. So our company goal is to make sure all of our students have the easiest path to success. Now, bookkeeping or starting a business can be challenging at times, but at least we're going to always be giving you guys the easiest path to success possible. So that was a really long answer to your question, Gary, as well. So I hope that was good. And if you have any more questions about that too, let me know. I feel like there was one other thing I was going to say on that, but I can't remember. I'm sure I'll think about it. Yeah, so Lee says he was enrolled in a different program, but dropped out because he felt like it was lacking the personal feel. Exactly. I've been in a lot of coaching programs, and having somebody really care about my progress, it means a lot. And that's what we do too. I strive for 100% success rate in our program. Can't always get there because we can't make students do the work. And sometimes people have life things that pop up, or they just have, they have a lot of mindset things that they need to work on. That slows them down. But other than that, we could easily have 100% success rate. We do primarily focus on QuickBooks Online, Lee, but we do help people with QuickBooks Desktop on occasion and help them convert it from desktop to online as well. So that's what we work on mostly. Yes. Good morning, Wanda. Wanda's about to join us too. Congratulations. I will need help with marketing, not creative. Yes. So I've always felt the same way, Teresa. Although one thing I have learned as a business owner is you'll be surprised. You're probably going to surprise yourself at the things that you are good at, because you may not have realized that you are good at some of these things until you get in a situation where you might actually like have to do some of those things, right? But with that being said, we also are helping with that. Like I mentioned, we're going to do that marketing workshop in January, where we're going to show you exactly how to edit all of these graphics and be able to schedule them out. So then it's done and you don't have to think about it again. Lee says, I will say this, I truly believe in this business. As a business owner, I know the value of a good bookkeeping. Yeah, absolutely. I want to do this. Second question I have is, will you help us understand, learn QuickBooks? 100%. So obviously we start, most of the people in our academy, I'd say about 70% of them don't have any prior bookkeeping experience. I'm going to turn this off for a second so you guys can see me, because there's a lot of really great questions here. But most of our academy members don't have prior bookkeeping experience. So when they come in, we're going to be teaching you and them how to be a business owner, how to do sales, how to do marketing, how to do quoting, how to set up your back office. But we're also going to be teaching you how to use QuickBooks, how to do bookkeeping, what's the most efficient method to use so that you can make $100 an hour or more. So 100% we help you learn and understand all of that. We do that in a couple of ways, through some educational training videos, but then through hands-on experience you're getting with paid clients. And we walk you through that by either you submitting screenshots as a question to us if you're stuck somewhere, hopping on a Zoom call and we ask you questions and we verbally discuss it. If we still can't help you or get to the bottom of your question after doing both of those things, we will hop on a one-on-one so you can share your screen. That is the last case scenario. But it is available if there is some kind of issue with QuickBooks that we need to help you with. And then what I feel the other course wouldn't cover is day-to-day bird's eye view of what I would do day-to-day. Yes, so Lee, great question. In one of our courses, we actually have what does a day-to-day, month-to-month look like for a bookkeeper. So we have an entire, I believe it's like a 30 to 45-minute training on what does that look like. And then we have another training video that shows you a complete walkthrough of how to do a full year's worth of bookkeeping in QuickBooks Online. It's about 3 hours long, and it literally walks you through everything from start to finish. Now, one thing I always tell our students is that's going to give you a really great general broad overview of how to do this, but this kind of stuff doesn't sink in until you start getting some hands-on training. So what these courses are designed to do is to give you enough knowledge that you feel somewhat comfortable to start talking to a potential client about the process and about the services that you're going to provide to them. And just enough to get them to be, okay, let's do it. You sign them up. We show you how to get everything that you need to onboard them. And then once they are a paying signed on client, then we're going to help you learn how to apply it, how to take that video training and actually start breaking it down, your client down into steps and completing the work. So when you break it down into like 5 to 6 steps, it's really easy. Hey, just do step 1, check in with us. Then let's see, did you get stuck on anything there? Are you ready for step 2? Here's step 2. So we kind of walk you through it in that fact too. But you will get a bird's eye view of the day-to-day, month-to-month cycle of what it looks like to do bookkeeping, and even like what it's like to do a full year cleanup, which is cool. Let's see. Zulay says, I'm from Venezuela. Bookkeeper was my business in my country. I need to know how to do that here. Absolutely. Yes. So if you're in are you in the US now, Zulay? If you're in the US or even Canada or the UK, we can help you with the actual bookkeeping aspect as well. Honestly, don't know if any of the other countries are different, but for UK, for the US, for Canada, we can help you with actually bookkeeping, how that applies to the tax law and, all that kind of stuff for each country. Hey, Barbara, you're back. How do you accept payment and how do you actually get people on board? Is it on a contract? So what we do is it's called an engagement letter, and we give you the engagement letter templates and proposal templates in our program as well. So you don't have to create those from scratch. And what it is when you propose to a client, hey, I have this package, here's all that it's going to cover. There's also this other package that you could choose. Which one would you like? And you present that to them, and then they say, okay, I want package A. Okay, great. Let me fill out the engagement letter. I'll email it over to you real quick, and then you can fill it out and sign it. So we show you how to load the engagement letter into a e-signing software. So then you can email it over to them. They fill out their business name, their bank account information, and they sign it. It comes back to you, and then we show you how to add it as a reoccurring sales receipt in QuickBooks Online, and it automatically will pull the money from their account and put it into your account on the first of every single month. And then you just save that form in your records to have it on in files. So that's how you do it. We usually don't recommend that you like force your clients into any kind of contract, because it's easier to get them to say yes if there's no contract. But most of the time when you onboard them, we're going to show you how to do such a great job that these people will be impressed and they'll stay forever. Most of the time, your clients will stay for years and years and years. When I sold my bookkeeping business, I had all the same clients I did the first year in my business, which was really cool. Lee says, how much is the course? One payment? Do you take payments? Yes. So I'm going to go over that here shortly, but to give you an idea, we have a new lender that is working with us, approving everyone 100%. So all you need is a $640 down payment, and the payments are $640 per month. But I'll go over all the details to that here in just a few minutes, Lee. Kimberly says, how much is it to start? I have a 4-year-old and soon to be 6-month-old son. I want to be able to stay home with them. Yes, I love that. Okay, Kim, I'll hop to that here in one quick second. And Lee says, is your restaurant mastermind an extra cost, or is that included in the course fee? That is an extra cost. It's a second tier program. We usually recommend that our students start with, or at least also have access to, our Bookkeeper Academy before or if they're going to do the restaurant mastermind, because in the restaurant mastermind, it's all about scaling, taking it to the next level. So we're not going to teach basic stuff in there like how to use QuickBooks Online or how to do bookkeeping or how to do basic marketing. We're going to teach you to scale it. And then we're going to teach you to build a team. So if you want to be in the restaurant mastermind, but you're beginner or you're new, you really need both programs. So we actually have Gabriella. Congratulations to Gabriella. She joined our academy a few days ago and decided to go ahead and hop in to the restaurant mastermind too, because her goal is to make over $150,000 in her first year in business. So she wants to do both programs to really help make sure that happens. So she went ahead and did both. So that's something you could definitely do. Or, if funds are limited, you can also start with the Bookkeeper Academy first, and you can upgrade to the restaurant mastermind whenever it makes sense as your clients are coming in. Liz says, what about us that have years? For me, almost 10 years of QuickBooks experience. Great question. This program focuses very heavily on mindset, marketing, sales, business setup, efficiency, workflow, all of those kinds of things. So if you already have bookkeeping experience, it's going to be helpful for you to see the process maybe in a different way, maybe in a more efficient way, just depending on what type of experience that you've already had. Because I do know sometimes we have bookkeepers that come in and they've been used to doing it one way, but we maybe know a faster way or a more efficient way to do it. But the majority of what you're going to be focusing on in there then is all the other stuff about building a business. So like I mentioned, I went to school for 4 years for accounting, plus an extra couple years when I needed to work on my master's degree so I could sit for the CPA exam. I sat for the CPA exam. I worked for 5 years in a CPA office. And when I started my business, oh my God, I had so much to learn. Okay, so that is why even if you have QuickBooks experience, it's really helpful to be in our academy. And that's why 30% of the people in our academy do have experience, because they were seeing all of the people that were coming into our program with no experience having these amazing results and graduating our academy with amazing businesses, and they wanted a piece of that. So I actually have a couple people in there that have had 10 and even 20 years of experience working with QuickBooks and stuff that are in our academy right now. I did share, I wonder if I added this to my slideshow. I didn't. Let me look this up, because I do have a little picture. Is it this one? Let me see. Nope, not that one. This one. Nope, not that one either. This one. Oh, I think it's this one. I don't know. I'll have to dig it up. For some reason, it's not opening my pictures. But I do have a picture of Heather. Oh, here it is. Okay. We had a check-in with her, and I'll share my screen real quick so you guys can see it. But Heather here, this was her response. I don't know how to zoom in. There we go. So you guys can see it. Can you guys all see the screenshot? It's probably hard to read, so I'll read it to you. But this is Heather, and Heather has 30 years of bookkeeping experience, 30. So she says, everything's going great. I got off to a slower start with the academy as I was still working my normal 9 to 5. Fortunately, due to our personal finances, I quit my job in late October and officially became a bookkeeper on October 23rd. I wanted to be all in, not just do bookkeeping as a side hustle. I spent the first couple of weeks getting all of my back office set up and going through the academy step by step. Before marketing, I felt it was important to become QBO certified, so I decided to be an overachiever and became advanced certified. The CPA marketing campaign has been a game changer. She's mentioning our marketing workshop we did a couple weeks ago. We're going to do it again in January. The past couple of weeks, I've been busy meeting with CPAs and EAs. I've had a total of 12 appointments so far, with 5 offering to refer clients to me. 4 more appointments are scheduled for this week. Pretty good turnout since I only sent emails to about 250 CPAs. So right there, really quickly, you guys can get clients. In addition, I joined a fantastic networking group, which has taken up a lot of time with their required one-on-one meetings with members, but worth it for the networking experience. I already received 1 client from that group, pending him signing the bank authorization. In total, I now have 3 clients with $641 total monthly bookkeeping income coming in, plus a little over $2,500 in cleanup work. She says, not too shabby for 5 weeks. Also, with all that stuff in the pipeline, come tax season, she's going to really explode. I think the academy has been incredible. The mentor support is top notch, but honestly, the resources are what makes it so amazing. My friends and family thought I was crazy to join a scam group and waste my money. The academy is worth every penny. It would have taken me months, if not years, to do the research and test drive different programs and learn about marketing. I have almost 30 years of bookkeeping experience, so that part is pretty easy for me. Marketing, however, not so much. You, Tiffany, the mentors in the academy have truly changed my life. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And this was a email that she responded to my husband, Sean, doing a check-in. So even if you have experience, it's in bookkeeping, it can be still such an incredible journey for you. Lee says, do you cover how to clean up an account? There's huge money in that. Absolutely. I will show you guys that. And with that being said, let me show you another thing that I just got. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to share with you guys my internal. Well, actually, let me just do a screenshot of this. We have what we call a brag chat in our internal team meetings. So let me share this. And anytime there's an update or a student win or something like that, we share it with each other. So there's 2 here. This first one is Tracy, our head of education, said Elena just started at the end of September and already has client number 5, which is really awesome. And then this one here I wanted to show you as well. She said, I just got off the phone with Christina, and the client that she has been back and forth with for like 3 weeks now just signed $10,000 cleanup job, $10,800 and $900 per month. She was crying, and I couldn't help but cry with her because I'm so incredibly happy for her. This is life-changing for her family. So yes, cleanup jobs can be amazing. And Christina just followed our social media contest that we did a couple of weeks ago. She won it. She got a $500 cash prize from the academy. And look, she got a client that paid her $10,800 cleanup job and $900 a month. So really, really cool. And Christina, I don't think Christina had any prior experience in bookkeeping either, which is really awesome. Okay, Zile, yes, in the USA. Lee says, I hear you mention you're at 7 figures. I'd be elated to get to the 75 to 100K remotely at 20 to 30 hours per week. Yes. So we've made about $3 million a year in the academy for the last several years. And we finally learned what we need to learn to get to 5 to 8 million. So we're going to be doing that. There's points in your business where you actually have to learn a whole lot more stuff. So the first from going from 0 to 100K, that's all covered in the academy. Actually, going from 0 to 250K is all covered in the academy if you want to do it yourself. When you want to start hiring a team and really learning how to grow full-time team members that are dedicated to helping you push the business forward, that's a whole second skill. And we usually help and work with our students with that in the mastermind programs. But yes, fully set up to help you get to a minimum of 6 figures in the first year of being in the Bookkeeper Academy. Liz says, have my chats not been showing up? My internet is spotty and has dropped twice. I mentioned wanting to buy my employer's bookkeeping clients by 2030 when she retires, and asks about when I have almost 10 years QuickBooks experience and I'm only fine-tuning marketing and business. Yeah, so I didn't get those chats, Liz. So I don't know, maybe they didn't go through. But yes, I mean, buying an existing bookkeeping business is a great idea. 2030 is a long time away though. So if you're going to stay in that position just for the hopes of potentially buying that business, you could be missing out on a ton of money and risking the fact that maybe at the end of the day, they don't sell it to you. So I was working my way up and wanted to be partner in the CPA firm I was working in as well. And, I started to realize that somebody else was actually like wanting that too and kind of working ahead of me. And so I was like, I can't bank on this. I have to control my own future. I don't want to like keep my fingers crossed that my boss is going to tie me in one day. So I decided to create my own wealth. And I'm really glad I did, because I've learned to make way more money than my boss ever has. So we can help you do that in the academy as well. And then maybe you can go back one day and also even propose to buy their business, maybe even before 2030. So Lee, yes, the course is self-paced. Everything is based on your goals. So we're available over 70 hours a week. We have 6 to 8 Zoom calls every week. We have a huge amount of coverage for question submissions as well. But at the end of the day, we're going to go at your speed. So if you want to make $50,000 in your first year, or you want to make $150,000 in your first year, we're going to match your pace. So we're going to push you along, help you get to the next best thing, check in, keep you accountable. How can we support you next? What are you working on? We're going to annoy you. Okay. And so you're going to just have to tell us, hey, I want to grow slowly, back off a little bit. So if you want to grow slower, you just tell us that and we'll help, we'll slow down. But if you want to grow fast, we'll keep up that pace with you as well. Gary says, can you talk about your logo support and any additional costs involved? Yes. So we do offer logo design. It's $300 if you want our team to design your logo. It takes about 24 to 48 hours to turn it around. You are supporting a previous academy member as well. So one of our students also knows graphic design, and she designs logos and sometimes websites in addition to running her bookkeeping business. I love to support our students. So when you purchase the logo design, she's going to be designing it for you, which is really awesome. And when you do that, then you can utilize that logo on, your website, your Facebook page, whatever it is that you want to utilize, your business cards, things like that. Additional costs when starting a bookkeeping business. Let me share my screen and I'll share the slideshow with you guys again so you can see the costs. A bookkeeping business, like I mentioned, is really, really profitable. If you Google it, you can see Forbes.com says it's in the top 3 most profitable types of businesses. Where is that slide? What are some other? Here it is. Okay. So when you start your bookkeeping business, there's only a handful of expenses that you're going to have outside of our academy investment, which I'm going to go over in a second, because I know you guys have asked that. You're going to want to file for your LLC. I believe our partner that we use does that for free. They keep telling me it's free, but there may be a small fee involved. I'm still waiting to hear back from them on that. But either way, it's pretty small. You can go through them to file your LLC, or you can do it yourself. You will pay state filing fees. So it depends on the state you live in. For example, Missouri is a $50 one-time fee. California charges you $800 every year. So every state is different, but we do recommend you set up your LLC. Once you get your first client, you have money coming in, we do recommend that you get errors and omissions insurance. That ranges $20 to $30 per month. So very minimal still. We do suggest you get a domain. So instead of, so that way, if you do decide you want to have a website at some point, and so you can have a company branded email account, you're going to need to set up your domain. That's super cheap. We recommend getting the cheapest one you can get, which is anywhere from like $1 to $15 for an entire year. And so that would be like we have stayatHomeBookkeeper.com. So that way we can then get a company branded email address and have our clients email us through our company email, not our personal one. So instead of it being like Tiffany Higgins at Gmail, it's going to be Tiffany at stayatHomeBookkeeper.com, right? And so there is a cost for that. It's anywhere from $8 to $12 per month, just depending on what features you want. You'd be fine with the $8 one. You get a discount through our academy as well, because we have so many people that we send to Google. And then you just need a basic laptop or computer to start, internet and Microsoft Excel, and a QuickBooks Online account. It is free for you, which is really awesome. But this is really the basic of all the expenses. There's hardly any other expenses that you're going to need to start. When I get to the part of talking about marketing, I'll show you guys some of the things you can invest in with marketing, but most of our marketing is also cheap or free too. So you don't even have to have a ton of money to get going and to start finding clients, which is really, really great. Gary, did that answer all of your questions about the expenses? Yes, Liz, the 30% statistic, it's based off of my head. I don't have that exact, but we used to have about like 99% of students did not have experience. That's how we started out. And then once all of our students really started having success, all the experienced accountants were like, I want to do this too. So now it's kind of grown. We have about 30% of the people are either CPAs or have some type of bookkeeping experience, and we still have about 70% of people that are brand new to this. Let's see. So I dropped 600 plus to start, 600 plus per month. How soon can I start taking on customers? Love that. Love that. So you can actually start taking on customers immediately. Here's an example of a girl named Crystal. A couple months ago, she hopped on one of these Saturday webinars. She's decided, I'm going to do this. She applied for funding. Takes 5 minutes to apply for funding. Within a couple of hours, she found out she was approved. Everyone's approved, by the way. And then on Monday, she booked her call with the lender, made her $640 payment. We got her into the academy Monday afternoon. She posted this on Tuesday. I just started the academy yesterday, got invited to the local young professional mingle, and just got my first prospect. She wants to start with cleanup and then go from there. So she got her first client on her second day in the academy. And it's very possible to do that. And the reason we make it possible, and the reason why we love our academy so much, is that it is the opposite of school. You're not going to spend 12 months learning all this stuff and then start getting on clients and start getting paid. You're going to start getting paid first, bringing on clients, growing your business, and then we're going to help you hone your skills with these paying clients and help you become an expert. But you're going to basically be getting like a paid internship is basically what it's like. So you can make money from day one. So basically, the average client as well, just so you guys know, is around $500 a month. So by the time you have 1 to 2 clients, you're already not only going to cover your academy monthly payment, but you're also going to have profit from your business already with the first, second client that you have. And this doesn't even take into effect if any of them have cleanup work. This is just considering their normal monthly fee. So you're going to be able to make money pretty quickly, but this is all dependent on you because you got to take action, right? So Crystal came in and she just started marketing right away, even though she hadn't set up her back office. She didn't watch all the course videos yet, right? So she just threw herself into it. And if you do that, we've got your back. We're the safety net. So she gets the client and then you come to us and we're like, okay, here's what you do. Let's map this all out so you know exactly what to do, but let's focus on you getting paid, and then we'll focus on you learning how to provide an awesome job for this client. So this client will then refer you more people. That's the whole goal. That's what we're going to be doing for you guys. Barbara said, I just got my accounting certificate and start on my associates Monday. I think bookkeeping will really help things. Plus do taxes during the season, but I want to do all of this from home. Absolutely. So my son is currently getting his bookkeeping and accounting certificate right now because he wanted the experience of going to school with his friends. But I will tell you, a lot of stuff that he is learning doesn't really apply to a bookkeeping business per se. The basics like accounting, debits and credits, and what are financial statements and things like that. So our academy will still help you, Barbara, take the education that you have, but then turn it into how does that work for a bookkeeping business? And how do you really still provide great clients to these business owners who are smaller than the types of companies that you're learning accounting for when you're doing your accounting associates and accounting certificate. So, but it'll be great basic knowledge for you too, Barbara. So that's really great. And congratulations on sticking with that. Liz says, multi-state LLC possible or necessary. Where I'm located is right across the river from Oregon and their largest city. Portland is closer than, well, so when you book a call, Liz, with our lawyers that help you set up your LLC, they can guide you on doing that. You probably don't need to, because just because your LLC is in one state, that doesn't mean you can't work in other states. Like for instance, I live near Kansas City, Missouri, and I live on the border of Kansas City, Kansas. And when I had my bookkeeping business, I did all of my networking over in Kansas, and a lot of my clients were referred to me from Kansas. But I did all of my work based out of my home in Missouri. So I was really technically only taxed on my income in Missouri. And I didn't need a Kansas LLC just to like go over there to find clients. Now I think if you grow big enough and you have a ton of clients that maybe are in a different state, at some point you maybe need to pay taxes in the various states, but I think you would need to at least have a 7-figure business before you'd even really have to worry about that. That is some tax planning stuff though, and we would show you how to connect with a tax person so that way they can give you advice on that. Gary said, extra info about the web development support. Where are you currently in transition from the previous vendor to the new one? Expected time frame. So we originally started designing websites for our students because we saw that they were stalling in their progress because they wanted their website done. We are big advocates that you do not need a website to be successful. I didn't have a website when I started this Bookkeeper Academy for like the first year. And it's okay. You don't have to have a website to be successful, especially when you're going to have an Instagram, you're going to have a Facebook page, you're going to have a LinkedIn profile. That's where people are going to look you up anyway. But we started offering website design services to people because we saw that they were still fumbling around with it anyway. And so we offered that. We did it through ClickFunnels, which was great, but it was an extra $100 monthly fee that our students had to incur to keep the ClickFunnels software. And we still show you how to utilize that software to design your own website, should you want to do that when you get into the academy. We just don't have anyone on our team that does it or wants to do it right now. And so it hasn't been a primary focus for us. We don't really get very many requests of people wanting a website. But then we switched to a new program, which was similar to QuickBooks, but would allow us to absorb the fee where our students would be able to utilize the website for free. So they wouldn't have to pay the $97 monthly fee. However, we've designed like a handful of students' websites through it, and it is just clunky. It's too clunky. We didn't like it. So we paused doing that because we just didn't like the way it was working. And so from there, we haven't gone back to go back to ClickFunnels or anything like that. Because honestly, Gary, we just don't get very many requests from it. But it is something that we do want to offer in the future. And April, our marketing person, is going to be picking that up because she used to do website design. But right now we want to focus on marketing, what's going to get our clients the most results. So she's working on a 365-day social media campaign instead of website design for students. So that's kind of what we have going on right now. Great question, though. But I would encourage you not to let it hold you back from your progress, Gary, in your business. So to make sure if I was to join today, and I signed on a customer next week and I don't know QuickBooks or anything, you guys will hold my hand and help me with that customer and not allow me to lose him due to inexperience. Yes, 100%. The only thing that we ask, Lee, is that you set proper expectations with your client, give yourself enough time, because at the beginning, your first couple of clients, it's just going to take you longer to get through it than you if you knew it on the back of your hand, right? So just don't promise you're going to have it done tomorrow. You know what I mean? Let them know that, give you a couple weeks to get through it, and you're going to be in touch with questions. And then you're going to come back to us and say, okay, I got all this stuff. What do I do next? Exactly. 100%. And I will show you, let's see, I have a slide kind of about this. Ticket submission. Is that the one I wanted, or is it this one? Okay. We track all the questions too that you guys ask in our group. So let's say you get a new client, Lee, and you're like, okay, I got a new client. What's my first step? And then you post something else. What's my second step? What's my third step, right? You ask these questions. So if you look at this, the first column says tickets, but those are really questions. We classify every question that our students ask as a ticket submitted to us. And we manually track all of this. And if you can see here that response time, which is the fourth column, was 42 minutes. Last week, we actually had a 32-minute response time on every question that was asked. So as you get these new clients, you get a question, you post in there, okay, what's my first step? We're going to answer your question potentially within about an average of 32 minutes. Then you're going to be able to go do the work. And then if you get stuck again, post another question, and then we're going to answer that question. And if you're spending 30, 40 minutes waiting in between questions, you can keep working on the other stuff, setting up your business, doing your marketing. And then we answer you, go back to the work on that client. So that's kind of how it works. Let me know if that makes sense. Liz says, I was extra curious on the Washington Oregon dual LLC because Washington doesn't have income tax and Oregon does. Starting as Washington LLC may be better business choice. Yeah, so if it depends on where you live, Liz, because you could get a Washington LLC to try to avoid income tax, but if you live in Oregon, you're still going to be a resident of Oregon and you're still going to pay Oregon tax. So I think if you're a resident of Oregon, you're still going to want to just have an Oregon LLC, but our legal team can help you decide if that's the best case for you. But that's my understanding of taxes is you're going to be taxed as an LLC, which is on your personal tax return. So you're going to pay tax personally. Your business isn't going to pay tax separately. And so it's going to be based on where you live. But great question. And we support you with those kinds of things too in the academy for yourself and your clients. We have several tax experts in there as well. How much does this cost? And is there any way you can do one-on-one? So let me get to the cost right now, since a lot of you guys have asked that. But we do have a small element of one-on-one in our program. If you go through the first, group support request, so you post questions in our group, submit tickets to us, hop on our Zoom calls. If we still aren't able to help you, then we schedule you a one-on-one call with our team. But that is the last case scenario, because 99% of everything can be answered in those formats. So I do have one-on-one coaching that you can do with me, but you're going to get the most out of it if you're already like at a certain point in your business, and I can help you scale it. So hope that answered your question, Eva. Barbara said, I've seen that QuickBooks Online is free. For accountants, yes, it is. QuickBooks Online Accountant. For all of us, it's free. Our clients will pay for it, and then they will give you access to it. So Liz, if you're potentially moving, you live in Washington. Okay. Well, I would start with your Washington LLC then if you live there and it's no income tax. And then if you do decide to move to Oregon next year, you can switch your LLCs over if you have to. But that's what I would do. Okay, let's go back to where we were so I can get to the investment so you guys can see that. Okay, so just so you guys know, I've already kind of talked about this, but our mission at the Bookkeeper Academy is to empower people to become financially independent. without sacrificing connectivity with their families by offering the education and framework to launch their own bookkeeping business from home. So this is what we stand for. This is why we're here. Lee and everyone else, if this is something that you guys resonate with, this is the goals we have for not only ourselves, but all of our students. So if this is something that you want to accomplish, then our program may be right for you, right? But our motto is also have your cake and eat it too. We believe you shouldn't have to choose between being the parent you want to be for your kids or living the lifestyle that you want, but also being able to provide for them and for yourself financially. So you don't have to choose. You can have both. So on this call, I'm going to show you how you can have your cake and eat it too, reach financial freedom for your family while being able to spend time with them on your terms. See, I live in North Carolina. Is this area good? 100%, Eva, 100%. And if you're not good at math, the most you're going to have to do is use a calculator. So people have a common misconception that bookkeeping is all about math. It's not. It's numbers for sure, but it's organizing data. That's all it is. So if you have strong organizational skills, attention to detail, you can use a calculator for everything. I am an idiot when it comes to mental math, and I use a calculator for everything. So you do not have to be good at math to do this. Okay. Just out of curiosity, we still got a handful of people, lots of people on here actually. And I'm curious, out of all of you guys that are attending today, type a 1 in the chat if you've been on here recently. Or type a 2 if this is your first time attending. I'm just kind of curious because I know we've kind of got off track and we've not doing this in the typical order because we have so many great questions. So if you're new here, there's still a ton of information that I want to go over with you so you can really get everything that you need to know. So welcome, Penny. Welcome back, Crystal and Barbara. Welcome, Medi. Let's see. Gary says multi-state LLC is more for preserving your business name in separate states. Otherwise, anyone can use your business name in other states unless you have a trademark. That makes sense. Yeah. One would only be taxed in their state of existence. Exactly, because I had a Stay-at-Home Bookkeeper Academy LLC in Texas. And when I moved to Missouri, I was able to create that exact one in Missouri. Someone else had already created that. I probably wouldn't have been able to use that as my LLC. So that makes a lot of sense. I actually never even thought about that, Gary. Interesting. Okay, so kind of split half and half of people on here. Been on here but came late. That's all right. So again, welcome back to everybody that's returning and getting more comfortable with this idea of becoming a business owner and joining the Bookkeeper Academy. And everyone that's new, welcome again. I know we're an hour deep into this webinar. There's so much information about this, and I really like for you guys to be, really comfortable and excited about moving forward. You're still going to be nervous, starting a business and investing money into getting going, but I like for you guys to be really excited, crystal clear about all of this stuff and comfortable with your decision to move forward. So this is going to be recorded. If it's probably going to go on for at least another hour or two. So if you have to hop off, hop back on if you can. Either way, my husband's going to text you and get you guys access to this recording. I would love for you guys to all watch this thing in entirety so you can ask me all the questions that you have. And also I do these webinars every Thursday and Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. So hop back on anytime you want and bring your spouse, bring a relative, anybody else that you can think of. I just realized we have questions in the Q&A that I have been ignoring. I'm so sorry about that. Let's see. I'm working my job and only able to listen intermittently. Yes, you can watch later. Julie says, my family concern is getting paid clients. How can I assure them I can find paying clients? My first thing, Julie, is that I think you should just bring them to this call because like that screenshot that I just shared with you with Heather, who had emailed my husband back. And she said that her whole family thought she was crazy for doing this and they called our program a scam. But here she is 5 weeks in and she's already made $2,500 in cleanup work and she's at $641 in reoccurring revenue. I think she said, let me double check, 640. Yeah, 641, which that is ironic because that is exactly the monthly payment. So cool. Didn't even think about that. But yeah, I mean, having your family come on this webinar, giving them the recording, I think is going to be the best way. But also like here, I got another slide exactly for this. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. I want to flip through this because this one is really, really good. Where is it? The girl from Spanx, the owner of Spanx. Here it is. Okay. It says, if you're just looking to your friend, coworker, husband, or wife for validation, be careful. It can stop a lot of multi-million-dollar ideas in their tracks in the beginning. By Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx. So, your family and your friends, they can be supportive. They can also hold you back, right? We've all been in those situations before. And again, I suggest, following the advice and the guidance of somebody that has what you want. So do your family and friends have what you want? If so, maybe you should listen to what they say. If not, maybe you should listen to what they say a little bit less. And that's just my opinion. But also, and Sean will tell you guys this if you talk to him, he was a little apprehensive about me starting my business too. And I quit my job before I started my business. I didn't even know what I was doing, nor did I have a paying client. And I quit my job. And he was like, I don't know about this. And he also thought that when I started the academy and I sold my bookkeeping business. But sometimes you got to just take that leap of faith for yourself and let your family follow suit. And of course, Sean's really happy I did all of that. And he became supportive immediately, right? But he wasn't super sold on the idea at the beginning. And if I would have asked his opinion, he probably would have said, no, let's not do that. That sounds scary, right? So that can be the case sometimes with family members, and it's okay to do things even if they don't necessarily agree with it, right? Plus, it's kind of fun when you can say, look what I accomplished. I was right. So you could always have that too. Sandy said, I am a first grade teacher and have been working on my bookkeeping certificate through an online course over the last 6 months. I would like to get my bookkeeping business going within the next 4 weeks and be able to decide whether or not I will return to the classroom next year. I will only have about 4 hours a day during the week, plus all weekend to dedicate to starting a bookkeeping business. Is this enough time to grow to cover the $600 a month? Oh my gosh, yes. You are going to have so much time with 4 hours a day to do this. Most of our students only spend about an hour a day on marketing, and they're able to get to $600 a month within the first month. So yeah, if you got 4 hours a day, and with it coming up on tax season right now, Sandy, you could really reach all of your goals in a few months, which is really, really awesome. So 100%. I love that, Sandy. I've helped quite a few teachers be able to kind of retire from that field. Feel a little guilty about it. Some of them are really good teachers, but they want a better lifestyle. They want freedom. So I'm happy to help you with that. Kate Hart is someone I interviewed on my podcast who left a teaching career to do this as well. Julie says, my family's Julie, so I just answered that question. Did you hear it this time? Okay, I'm working my job. Oh, they listened to the last 2 hours, 50-minute webinar, and this was the only question. So they're worried about getting clients. Okay. The cost for every month. Okay, we're getting to that. Let me just go back to the slideshow and get you guys the info you need and the links to get started. Okay. So again, what I normally do on these webinars, and I've been skipping around for you guys, but normally we talk about the investment first, how you can get 100% approval. Then we dive into your goals. So that way, then I can show you exactly how a bookkeeping business will help you reach your goals and the timeline to do so. And then I show you how our team helps support you as you build the business. So I usually go in that order, but you guys have had such great questions today that I've kind of popped around, but it's time to talk about the investment. So I'm going to give you guys all the details about that and how you can get approved for our new guaranteed funding program. And if you are new here, you haven't been on one of these webinars before, you'll be able to see how you can take this investment that you're investing into yourself and then turn it into lifelong money for your family. So for our Bookkeeper Academy program, for 12 months of support, your first full year in business, it's a $12,000 investment. And from here, we're going to help you go from potentially making $0 starting from scratch to making at least $100,000 in your first month or your first 12 months or less, if that is your goal. Some people come in, they don't necessarily want to make that much. That's fine. But if you do, we are able to set you up for success to be able to hit at least 6 figures in your first year. What we typically see is that our students double every year they're in business, with a consistent growth plan. If you're not scaling your marketing, you're just consistently growing, you're going to double your business pretty much every year. which is really cool. So basically, in your first year, you're going to have close to a 10x return on your investment just within your first year alone. So if you think about that, investing in yourself and in getting your business started, that's going to give you the biggest return on investment of basically anything you could invest in. Savings account, 401k, stock market, real estate, all of those things could provide a return on investment for you, but they are really small in comparison to investing in yourself or in a business. For example, you may get anywhere from like 2, maybe up to 7% return on investment of those things, but a lot of those things take like 3 to 10 years to see a return. You're going to get a 10x return on your investment in the first year alone, which is really cool. Now, I talked to Kaylee Douglas, who went to Jamaica with us a couple months ago to celebrate her 4 years in business. She's been in our program all 4 years. She's been in our mastermind. And my operations manager, Emily, is now working with her directly to help her build her team as she has helped me build mine. And when I interviewed Kaylee on our podcast, I believe she told me in the first 4 years of her business, she's made $500,000 over that, somewhere over it was like 586 or something. So really, really cool how much money you can make. And she's grown her family during that time as well. But investing in yourself and your education and in a business is always going to provide you with the biggest ROI. The other cool thing, like we mentioned about our program, is that you have the ability to make money right away. You don't have to go through our entire academy for the full 12 months in order to start making money. So because of that fact, our students are able to get clients so quickly and start bringing an income into their bookkeeping business right away. We have a lender that is willing to approve anyone and everyone that wants to join our program. So even if you have bad credit, or even if you don't even have a job right now, or even if you have a super tight budget, as long as you can afford that monthly payment for a few months, then everyone is approved for financing. So I will get you guys the link right now in case any of you do want it. But all you need, the only requirement is that you need to be able to make that monthly payment at least for the next like 1 to 3 months. So that way you have time to bring in clients to cover it. Obviously, you can still pay us directly if you want. And Teresa says they approved me and my credit is crap. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, most people today, times are tough right now, right? I see a lot of people struggling. And so most people have not so great credit anymore, which is really, really great. So that they approve you, even if you don't have good credit. Not that our credit isn't, not that having bad credit is good, but it's just here. I do credit. Okay, I'm going to drop the links in there because I know a lot of you have been requesting. So you're welcome to go ahead and apply. Let me explain those 3 different links to you really quick. The first one is our US-based funding. If you're in the US and you have your $640 down payment available right now, go ahead and click that link and apply. Takes 5 minutes. You're going to get approved. We'll have you onboarded in the academy by Monday. And they move fast though. So don't apply unless you have the $640, because the lender is going to expect to collect that money on the call, because like I said, you are approved. You will be approved. So that's the first link. So for those of you that have it, you're ready to go. Let's get you started. Click that link while we're on here. And then let me know if you apply. Second link is Canadian-based funding. If you're in Canada, it's a totally different process. I'm so sorry. They don't offer guaranteed funding there. They do it based on your actual credit. So if you're in Canada, click that and apply. See if you get approved. If you don't, we'll see what other options that we can present for you, because it's a little bit tougher to get financing in Canada. And then if you don't have your payment available yet, but you do know that you want to join the academy so far, fill out that last form. And that one is a, planning to join in the future form. Anybody that's on here, I would love for you guys to fill that out too, because there's a spot in here where you can get feedback on my webinar. And I love it because every time I get feedback, I'm able to make this better. So I would love for everybody to at least fill out that third link. But if you're going to apply for funding today, you can do those other 2. Okay, so like I mentioned, the monthly payment for the Bookkeeper Academy is $640. So you only need that money down to get started. Like I said, it's the equivalent of like 1 to 2 super small clients. So if you can make money right away, and you only need 1 to 2 clients to cover this investment, you can see how easy it will be to add to this investment into your budget, and then to be able to double and triple the income you have for your family as you continue to grow. And I'm still going to show you guys, I haven't even shown you what your income potential is yet on this bookkeeping business, but still talking about the funding payments. It is based off of a 24-month payment plan, which would put you at paying a total of $15,360 over the 24 months. But guess what? Most of our students are actually able to pay it off early because of those new client cleanup fees, which I will show you about on an upcoming slide. And if you pay it off in 12 months, it's also interest free. So you can avoid that extra $3,360 in interest. So you can go ahead and click those links to apply. Crystal says, I applied yesterday, got approved today, and have my phone call with the consultant on Monday. Awesome. I love that. And then we'll be able to get you right into the academy right after that call on Monday. Crystal, it's going to be great. Okay, like I mentioned, pay off in 12 months, you get 0% interest, which is awesome. Okay, of course, if you guys want to just pay us directly and get started today, you can do that too. Fill out that third link, that form, and then we'll know, we can send you an invoice, and we can do that today. Okay, so I think we've talked about this a little bit on this call, but I am just excited. I'm excited too, Crystal, for you. It's going to be so great. But I would love to know what you guys feel like as far as your internal beliefs on whether you think you can make $100,000 in 12 months. So do you believe that it is possible for you, if you had the right tools, the right opportunity, and the right mentor, could you make $100,000 working part-time from home? Do you believe you could accomplish that? So Julie says, absolutely, yes. So type a yes or a 1 if you feel like I could accomplish that with the right guidance. Type a 2 or a no if you feel like I can't possibly imagine how I could ever make that kind of money for my family. So it looks like so far we got mostly yeses and 1s. Awesome. Okay, great. Because mindset is key. And it's very easy to kind of get off of the mindset and derail yourself, self-sabotage, things like that. So one of the things we do is focus on mindset a lot in our Bookkeeper Academy, because really the first thing you have to do is believe in yourself. You're never going to want to do this. You're never going to want to join the academy or start your business if you don't first believe in yourself. I believe in you. I want you to believe in yourself, right? So that's the first thing. Obviously, the second thing is you got to believe in us that we can help you reach these, goals and have these results. And then the third thing is just taking action and following the steps. So, but the biggest obstacle that our students have is their own limiting beliefs. It's not lack of knowledge. It's not lack of know-how. It's not lack of a plan to follow, because we have all of that for you, but it's usually their own limiting beliefs on what they believe is possible. So as we go through this webinar, I want you guys to practice imagining these results for yourself and see if you can truly believe in yourself enough to accomplish them. We have the exact path to reaching all of your goals, and we will help you overcome any obstacles that come your way. Let's see. Like Crystal applied and got approved on Friday with call scheduled late Monday morning. Awesome, Gary. I know, I'm super excited for you too. Yeah, you said you have a team, right? Yes, Eva. And I actually took about 15 minutes during this call at the beginning, and I actually lined out every single person on our team and what they do and how you can benefit from them. So when this is over, I'll have Sean send you the replay, and I highly recommend going back and watching that, because I've never done that before. It was a really great question that Gary asked. So if you want to learn more about every single person on my team and what they will do for you as part of the academy, you can go back and listen to that. That is what's been going on today. Yes, working on mindset. I highly recommend, you probably may have gotten to this part in our program, but listening to, I don't know if it's still on Netflix anymore or maybe Audible, but The Secret, the book, The Secret, really helps you kind of get in that mindset of like manifesting and, deserving what comes to you, right? Feeling like you deserve to have this success. Lee says, I clicked the financing link and it's asking me how much I'm looking to borrow. So you're going to input the $12,000 total investment for amount to borrow. So that's what you'll put in there. And then from there, that's what will calculate the $640 payment. Yes, we're going to look out for you, Eva. I'm excited. Okay, so mindset is key. So let's just go ahead. Do you guys want to go ahead and talk about goals, or would you guys like me to kind of skip this part and go right to how how much money you can make? Because normally I talk about goals, but we've already answered lots of questions and I want to make the best use of everybody's time. So type a 1 in the chat if you want to talk about goals first, or type a 2 if you just want me to skip right to how much money you can make in your business. Okay. Okay, great. Let's just do that because the goal part kind of takes a little bit of time. So the only thing I want to talk about really quick before we dive into that is some examples. So one of the things that students can accomplish in addition to financial, location, and time goals are some of these other goals that they have. And this is an example of a student that was in our program for a few years. Her name's Jara. And this is what she did with her bookkeeping business money. This is how much you can make. She says, Jara says, hello, everyone. I wanted to share an amazing win of mine, and I hope it lifts and encourages you to know that you can do it. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I homeschool my 4 kids. My husband graduated chiropractic school around $175,000 of debt, and we were just squeezing by to pay all expenses on top of the ever-crushing school loan. I had worked full-time up until I had my kids, and though I enjoyed being a mother, I always wanted to get back into the work field, even just for a day or two. I tried looking for part-time jobs, but at $9 an hour or less, and I didn't get a higher education. Making more was out of the question without going back to school. I researched and followed several groups, school programs, and even tried to get into marketing, which she said she was awful at. And someone had mentioned Tiffany's group, and though I didn't have bookkeeping experience, I really enjoyed finances and problem solving. Of course, with things being tight, I worried that we would spend the money and I wouldn't see a return. I contemplated for a couple of days, and my husband encouraged me to just go for it. One of the best decisions we have made. I joined summer of 2019 and I opened in October of 2019. It took me about 3 months to land my first client. It has had its ups and downs, but I'm so glad I decided to take that chance. Fast forward to now, I have 25 monthly clients as well as contract work for a CPA. I have 3 part-time employees and I put in roughly 20 to 40 hours per week. I do this all from home. I still homeschool my kids, take vacation days, and schedule things on my own time. I put in a lot of evening hours so I can spend the day with my kids. But are you ready for the big news? We paid off our loans. A 30-year, $175,000 student loan in less than 5 years, and the majority of it was paid in 2020 and 2021 with her bookkeeping business money. We are now saving up a down payment to build our dream home, which I will certainly share pics once it comes together. I make more per hour than my husband, and he took 8 years of school, and I took Tiffany's program for a small fee. I am also not capped at what I can earn. I'm not limited to how many hours I can work. I can contract out, hire more employees, and continue to grow as big as I want. The sky's the limit. I'm just so happy I stumbled upon this group. Thank you to Tiffany for making it possible for this mom to dream big, which is really exciting. Lee says, I'm currently already a business owner. I'm a marketing guru. Love that. Finding clients, I don't think will be an issue. I just need to learn QuickBooks and how to do bookkeeping. Perfect. Yes. And we're going to help support you on that. And then Lee, if that's your, strong suit, pretty quickly, we're going to have to help you and teach you how to train your employees and get them up to speed so they can do the bookkeeping for you, which is exciting. When we pay $12,000, do we need to pay for the courses as well? No, you get access to everything. When you're in our academy, you get access to everything. So here's the roadmap to reaching the goals that you have for your family. First thing I want to go over is how long it takes to get to various levels of consistent, reoccurring, dependable monthly income in your bookkeeping business. So there are several ways you can earn income, like we mentioned, cleanup jobs, things like that. But this is specifically only talking about the monthly maintenance fees that you get to charge clients when you get a new client. So this is something that's consistent every month. It leaves their account, goes into your account every single month. It's more dependable than your paycheck at your job right now, and something that you can count on because most of your clients are going to stick with you for years and years and years. So this is an average, and this is based on a student that has a full-time job, kids at home, and only spends about an hour a day consistently on their marketing. So if your situation is different, you may reach these goals faster, you may reach them a little bit slower. It just depends on your situation. But if you have about an hour a day to consistently devote to marketing, this is what you can likely see as far as reoccurring revenue is concerned. So within about 2 months of being in the academy, we usually see our students at $2,000 per month if they are consistent with their marketing. About 5 months in, it's about 5,000. So about this time next year, you could easily be at $10,000 to $12,000 per month in your business and have a really wonderful Christmas for your family. But even to be able to potentially replace your current salary, you could be at that before tax season is over. So take a look at this chart. What's the first goal that you want to make in your business? Maybe it's $3,000 a month. That's your first goal. If you look at that, you're going to be at that in 3 months, which would be January, February, March. Mid-March, you'd be at your goal. So type in the chat, when are you going to hit your first goal? Exactly when. If you start today, when will you hit your first goal? And again, this doesn't count cleanup work. This only counts monthly fees, which is cool. What do you consider a minimum monthly quote for a client? Minimum fees that we recommend that you charge is about $300 per month, and it goes up from there. Sometimes our students will take on smaller clients. I usually don't recommend it unless you just want to do it for learning purposes, but we usually recommend charging $300 a month for minimum. The quotes are based on the size of the client, what is their annual revenue. That way we know they can afford it, but we also know how much work they're going to be. Then what industry are they in? How organized are they and how many accounts do they have? It's kind of based loosely on that. Yes, small 8 employees, 1 to 2 owners, limited account activity outside of income and payroll. Yeah, so I would say if you're doing payroll, that's additional. And sometimes you could bundle it in if it's a super small client. But the other cool thing, Liz, is that everyone on our team is going to help you with these quotes. You get quoting support for every single client. And we do this in 3 different ways. Number 1, we have a flow chart that you can use. Number 2, our Academy students get access to our proprietary quoting tool, which you're able to ask your client a series of questions, input it into the quoting tool, and it gives you a price. And then you can also either post in our group or come to our Zoom calls and say, hey, here's all the details about my client. Here's what they're asking for. This is the quote I think I should give them. What do you guys think? For example, Sylvia a while back had a construction client. She thought she should charge them about $500 a month, but she felt like she wasn't super confident in that quote. She came to our Zoom call. Vanessa said, no, actually, based on all the stuff that they're wanting, I would personally suggest quoting them $1,000 a month. She went back to her client. Her client agreed. So really, we helped Sylvia make an extra $6,000 just by that one interaction with our team. $6,000 per year for as long as she has that client, because she quoted double what she was originally going to quote them, which was really cool. So help out on this. What are we pitching to these people? So when you are offering bookkeeping services, you are pitching time, peace of mind, and the ability for them to focus on their business and their business profitability. So you're going to say, I'm helping you keep your bookkeeping on track and in order. Take that off of your plate so you don't have to worry about the IRS coming after you. Your tax returns, you'll be able to file your tax returns right away because your bookkeeping is going to be done. If you ever need a loan, your bookkeeping is going to be done. You can submit your financials to someone. You have peace of mind that this is all going to be done. It's going to be done right, and you don't have to worry about it. And you don't have to stress about getting it done. Plus, you can make better business decisions on what should I invest in? How should I scale my marketing? And be able to focus on growing your business, because you're going to be able to look at the reports that I present to you. And we're going to show you how to do all of that and even how to explain it to your client, which is really cool. Penny, the course is $12,000 for our full program, but if you've missed any of this, you might just want to go back and watch the replay, and Sean will text you when this is over too. Yeah, so most of you guys are going to hit your first goal by March, February, May. That is incredible. That's really fast, right? And then you got to keep in mind that you're just going to be able to keep going with this and get to goal 2, goal 3, goal 4. So Gary says 10 clients by April, given the tax season explosion, right? Exactly. We're going to have a tax season explosion, and we're going to have our tax season marketing explosion workshop too, to really help you guys. Liz says, sooner than April, the business tax deadline is March 15th. April 15th is personal tax. Exactly. So you could easily reach your goal, Liz, by helping these business owners meet that March 15th deadline. And a lot of them will also be on April 15th deadline if they file Schedule Cs. Yep, you will have a recording of this, Lee. We will upload it and get it to you this afternoon. Farm on the 15th of March as well. Yep. Awesome. Okay. So here is the approximate timeline. So again, if you could invest $640 per month to get started, and then by the end of your second month, you're already at $2,000 a month, then as you guys can see, it makes sense. It makes sense to do that, even if you only have a couple of months of this money to dump into your business, right? But in terms of clients, how many clients do you need? So people always ask me that all the time. Well, if I make this amount of money, well, how many clients do I need to onboard to actually hit these goals? So this is a chart that kind of breaks that down. This is based off of our average client of about $500 a month. So the minimum fee that we recommend that you charge is $300, but we have students that get clients that charge $500, $800, $1,200, $900, $2,200 per month, $4,000 a month sometimes. Those are a little bit more rare, but I've seen a lot of students get even up to the $2,200 per month mark for clients. One girl just got a $2,500 monthly client too. So, but based on a small, super small average client of $500 a month, to reach your first goal potentially of $2,000 per month, you're only going to need 4 clients. That's it, 4 clients. So, which is really great. And to even make $10,000 a month, you only need about 20. That was my wow goal when I first started my business. So 20 clients, that's it. So look at this chart and tell me, to reach the first goal that you have for yourself, type in the chat and let me know how many clients are you going to need to find to reach your first goal. This is also kind of a range, like I mentioned. So down at the bottom where it says 20,000 and it says 40 clients, when I was making 20,000 a month, I only had 33 clients instead of 40. So there's kind of a range because the fees will vary. Are we pitching what we're doing for myself, or are we going to be working for them? I'm confused. So Eva, you are going to be a business owner and you're going to be providing a service to your clients. You're going to be working with them, providing the service, but you will not be their employee. You're going to have your own business. So Jessica needs 20, Teresa needs 6, 8, 7. All right. How much time we need to allocate to each client per week? That's I'm 2 slides away from that. Great question. So we have anywhere from like 6 to up to 20 clients for you guys to be able to reach your first goal, which is exciting. So so here is the potential client pool that you guys are working with. So this chart was downloaded from the SBA.gov for 2022 statistics. And in 2022, it shows there were 33.2 million small businesses. And as you can see, every year for the last 6 years on this chart, it grows. Every year, there's more and more businesses out there. In fact, there's over 500,000 small businesses that are starting up every single month in the US alone. And bookkeepers and CPAs are constantly retiring. And there's really not been very many people to replace them because there's been a decline in people interested in getting accounting degrees because of the low pay and the long hours during tax season. As you guys, well, you guys didn't see my chart of what I was making. I only was bringing home $3,500 a month when I was working 40 hours a week in the CPA firm back in 2015. But clients are literally everywhere. There will never be a shortage of clients for you, tons of fish in the sea, and there's never going to be enough bookkeepers out there to help everyone. But what's really great about bookkeeping is that it's a required service. It's not a luxury item that you have to try and convince someone to purchase. All these business owners, they already know it's important to do their bookkeeping. They all already know they need it. They all get to a pain point of like not having it done, and that's why they want to look for a bookkeeper. So finding the clients is relatively easy, but also getting them convinced to let you do the bookkeeping is also pretty easy as well, because they already understand the value of it. But of course, on an upcoming slide, I'm going to show you exactly how to find clients and how we can help you with getting them onboarded. So type a yes in the chat if you feel like, based on the potential client pool in this chart here, that it's going to be doable for you guys to hit those number of clients that you need to reach your first goal. If we teach you how to do all of the marketing, do you feel like it's pretty doable to reach that? Yes, yes. Pretty says, is there a class and do you have to pay to get started working? Yes, you might want to watch this from the beginning, and I will have Sean text you the link for the replay. Pretty. Do you have a list for the clients, or do we have to find our own clients? You will find your own clients, but we are going to show you how to do that. And it's important to me that you guys all learn how to do marketing, because marketing is the #1 skill that you need to develop to be able to never be in a bad financial situation again. If you know how to find clients and you know how to bring in money, you will never have financial hardship again. So that's one thing, a big thing that we teach in the academy. Okay, my favorite slide of the presentation, and the one that you recommend or you are requesting, Mehdi. This is the expected time commitment you need to make to complete the bookkeeping work for these clients at various monthly income levels. So, for example, when you get to your first goal, let's say your first goal is $2,000 a month. When you get those clients onboarded and you get them caught up and you're doing the monthly work for them, it's only going to take you 4 hours per week to do all of the bookkeeping work for all of your clients that total $2,000 per month, which is really, really exciting. So when I was working at the CPA firm, I was making $3,500 a month, but I was paying a nanny $1,500 per month. So I was really only bringing home $2,000. So I knew if I quit my business or quit my job and I started my bookkeeping business, if I could at least just make $2,000 a month, I would be fine. So that was my initial goal. And I knew that if I did that, I would go from working 40 hours to working four hours a week. So I would save 36 hours per week. So look at this chart here and find out how much do you currently make at your job right now, and then do a little bit of math. This is the only math you'll ever have to do, and take the total number of hours that you dedicate to your job, and then subtract out what you would be working if you had a bookkeeping business instead, and tell me in the chat how many hours per week would you save if you did bookkeeping instead of your job right now. So while you guys are typing that in the chat, I have a couple of different forms that you can fill out if you're ready. If you have $640 per month to get started and you're ready to do it, you click the first link. If you're in the US, if you're in Canada, click the second link. And if you're not sure if you're ready to get started yet, or you don't have the 640, click the third link. Yes. So Teresa's going to save 100. That's right. You're the traveling one. So do that little bit of math. Let's say you make $5,000 a month right now at your job, but you work 50 hours a week with commute and everything. So you only have to work 10 hours a week in your bookkeeping business. So you would save 40. So type that in the chat. How much would you guys save if you did this? And then you can imagine for a minute, like I was going to save 36 hours a week. So I would have all that extra time back to spend with my family, take care of my baby, pick up a hobby, enjoy life more, or utilize some of that extra time back into your business so you can grow it and get to the next level and the next level. And if you look at this, even at your WOW goal, like $10,000 per month was my WOW goal, you only have to work 20 hours a week to do the bookkeeping. And I'm going to show you guys about this here in a few minutes. But if you look at the bottom, $20,000 per month is what you can make working one full-time work week. So you can choose to do that yourself and keep the whole 20,000, or that's when you can start to decide to build a team. If you hire somebody, that can work 40 hours a week for you. They can handle the revenue, the workload for the revenue of $20,000 per month. But really, the going rate for a bookkeeper is anywhere from $3,500 to $4,500 per month in salary. So the rest of that's going to be profit for you. And I'll show you a little bit more about that on the upcoming slide as well. We have this overview. Okay, so for most of you that are on here, especially if you're new, are you guys feeling like this is a scam or this is too good to be true? Kind of want to understand, like, how does somebody actually get these results? How do they have a business that has this much high money but low time involved in their business? So do you guys feel like you want to understand that? Liz says work 35 to 65 hours with 2 jobs. Weekly only take home 3,000 to 5,000 a month. Oh gosh, that's rough. That is rough. Yeah. See, and you do bookkeeping, right, Liz? You work for a firm that does bookkeeping. That's your position. Yes. So exactly 3,000 to 5,000 monthly, but she has to work two jobs, right? So exactly, that is the going rate if you work in a firm. But you can actually, when you have your own business, you can actually even pay people better than that and still have a really awesome profit for yourself. Yes, Pretty, we will definitely do that. Oh, and a single mom. Yeah, that's hard. You need more time to be able to be home and have that flexibility with your kids, but also be able to provide for them. I know how much of a struggle it is when you have to say no. Christmas time is coming up and you can't get the things that they want or need. That's really hard. But I want to show you guys why this works. Okay. So like Liz works for somebody that has a bookkeeping or an accounting firm right now, right? And so that person needs to be able to bring in enough revenue and function their business in a way that they can pay Liz and then still have profit, right? So what I'm teaching you is how to be that person. You're going to learn how to be the boss, how to be the business owner, not how to be the employee. And that's the only thing that you need to learn to understand how this really works. So now I'm going to show you how to set up your business so that you can be the boss that has profit, even after having a team. But I'm going to show you why this works. So Lee says, you're going to think I'm crazy. I'm a single dad with 12-year-old triplets. I'm a nurse. I work 50 plus hours and make 60K. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know how you've done that all these years. That's hard. You are a master budgeter. Yeah, but now, like, that's the great thing about a bookkeeping business. Not only will you have the flexibility, but you'll have way more money coming in really soon. And then you'll also be able to have more than before, where you don't really have to budget much anymore, which is awesome. Yeah, this is going to be ideal for you, Barbara. That's exactly what Sharon is doing, taking care of her elderly parents, and their health is declining. They're much older and she wants to be there for them as much as possible. So, but let's dive into the key pillars that make these results possible. So the first and most important step is proper quoting. So you guys have to understand how to quote, because that's the number one mistake that most existing bookkeepers make, is not knowing how to quote these services. And as you can see with my example before, where Sylvia, was potentially going to underquote this client, she would have made $6,000 per year less on this client, but still had to do the same work. And that hurts. That hurts when you underquote. So we really work heavily with our students to make sure that they are charging appropriately and adequately. We base it off of the client's revenue. We know the clients can afford it, and we do it in a fixed price package. So your client doesn't know that you're effectively going to make $100 per hour or more. They just know that it's this fee for these services, and that's easy for them to budget. They can afford it, and it really gives you an opportunity to then streamline your operations. But proper quoting is the key important fact here. You really need to know how to charge, and we'll work really closely with you with that. The second thing is efficient workflow. So as you get these clients in, we're going to show you how to make sure you're doing the exact work that was agreed upon in the most efficient and productive way possible. So that way you can easily make $100 an hour or more, even though the client is paying you a fixed price to do the work. So sometimes clients will start to ask you to do other things, and we need to make sure you understand how to create boundaries around your business. And if they do want these additional services that aren't covered, how to upsell them or readjust your package so that you're still always making $100 an hour and avoiding what we call scope creep, where you start doing things for free. That takes up a lot of your time. So, but understanding how to use QuickBooks Online in the most efficient way, cut out all the busy work, and really get it efficient. So the proper quoting, efficient workflow, that's how it makes it possible for you to make over $100 an hour or more in your business. And your clients don't even necessarily know that's how much you make, which is really nice. So the fixed fee, and then you track the number of hours it actually takes you to do the work. And that's how we come up with your hourly rate, which is usually around $100 or more. A lot of times it's even more than that, especially on cleanup jobs when you can do everything faster in batch sitting. So, which is really cool. I will definitely send you the link, Eva. And then also, when you start these businesses, we're going to help you start your business from day one as a new business owner, but we're going to help you build it with the end in mind. So things down the road that you haven't thought of yet, we are having you set the business up this way because we know what's going to become important to you down the road. You don't know that yet because you haven't gotten there. You don't have a crystal ball, but we do know that. So we want to make sure, number one, that your business is set up so that you're profitable if you ever want to hire someone. Like I mentioned, $3,500 to $4,500 per month is what the salary would be if you hire a full-time person. So we want to make sure your business is set up that you are profitable after you pay this person. So you need to start it this certain way right from the beginning. So you don't have to change everything just because you want to hire someone. So if you look back at this chart, 40-hour a week work week can handle $20,000 per month in revenue from clients, but you're going to pay $3,500 to $4,500 for a salary. I like to round up. Let's say you want to pay your employee really well. You pay him $5,000 a month, right? So that means for every 40-hour full-time employee that you have, you're going to have a profit of $15,000 per month. So let's say you grow your business to where you have 5 full-time employees. You're going to make a profit of $75,000 per month by the time you do that. So how many of you guys want to have a $1 million business one day? So type yes in the chat if you want to have $1 million business. So there's $1 million. We're going to divide that by 12 months. That's $83,000 a month is what you need to make. So if you divide that by $20,000 per month, which is the equivalent of 1 full-time employee, that means you're going to need 4.16 employees. So 4 full-time employees and maybe like a part-time employee. So that's what you would need. Now, if you have a profit for each employee, you have a profit of $15,000, then you're going to profit $62,500. And that is a total of about $750,000 profit if you have $1 million bookkeeping business. So a huge chunk of that is going to stay with you, but you're going to have plenty that you can be able to pay your team, and you can pay them really, really well. So sometimes accountants and bookkeepers that have their own businesses, they don't quote properly. They don't do the work efficiently. So they don't have enough profit to be able to pay their team well, which is why a lot of you that do have bookkeeping experience get stuck in crappy jobs, in crappy bookkeeping positions where you don't make much. And if you don't need that much, that is okay. You don't have to grow that big. At least you can decide to do that whenever you want. Yeah, Liz says her boss definitely underquotes. Most of them do that, which is one reason why, the Academy is so helpful, even if you do have some bookkeeping experience. But then also, we are helping you build this business with the end in mind, because guess what? You can sell your business one day, and it is a beautiful retirement plan. So this is like even better than the 401ks or stock market or whatever that you want to do to save for retirement. This can be your retirement plan, because if you set the businesses up the way that we teach you from day one, they are very, very attractive to potential investors, especially as you get it bigger and bigger, you hire a team and you pull yourself out of doing all of the work. Then it's really, really attractive. So the reason is that investors love reoccurring revenue, which is what you're going to have in this business. They love the high profit margin that you have after hiring a team. And they love the fact that the owner doesn't necessarily need to be involved on a day-to-day basis in order for the business to still run. So if you grow it to where you've got a team, an investor can come in, buy your business, everything will still run, your team will still be working there and all that jazz. And then you'll just be able to easily and slowly phase out, and you'll be able to get your big payout. So there is a multiple of revenue is how they determine how much these are worth. And the bigger your business gets, the bigger the multiple. So for example, if you grow your business to where you're making $200,000 a year, then you could sell it for 1 times revenue, which is $200,000. But if you grow your business to where, let's say you're making $1 million a year, then the multiple moves up to like 2 times, potentially 2 times revenue. So I had a friend that has about $1 million business, and she got offered $2.2 million for someone to buy her business, which is really cool. So as you get bigger, the multiple grows as well. They're worth more, which is really, really exciting. So when we teach you all of this stuff, we're teaching you how to be the CEO. We're teaching you how to run a really profitable business. And this is how we do it. This is how it all works that way. So do you guys feel a little bit better about how you can achieve these results if you start your business with all of this in mind right from day one? So type a yes in the chat if it makes a little bit more sense now. Doesn't really feel too good to be true or like a scam. There's really like scientific business principles behind it. So Jessica says, absolutely. Awesome. Love that. Fantastic. So you guys are going to, yes, love the support aspect. You're going to go from, shifting over to being that business owner mindset. There's a lot of things that you'll learn, and it'll shift your perspective. And then you'll understand, you're looking at your profit, your bottom line. And that's how it works. I'm glad you guys are getting it. So now I want to talk real quick about backwork and cleanup opportunities. I know I've already shown you a couple of examples already, but when you get a new client, I'm not even exaggerating when I say 9 times out of 10, they are behind in their bookkeeping. The reason they're looking for a bookkeeper is because they've put it off, they haven't done it, they need to do it, and they're looking for somebody to take it on because they're behind. They need it caught up. And this is 9 times out of 10. The good part about that is that in addition to the monthly fee, the reoccurring revenue that you're going to get for every month into the future, you're going to be able to charge a big cleanup fee for however many months they're behind, which is awesome because it's like a sign-on bonus every time you get a new client. It's so great. And like I just showed you guys that screenshot. Let me look at it again. Where did it go? I lost it. Oh, here it is. That screenshot I want to, oh, did it pop up? Let's see. Yeah, it did. Okay. So this one on the bottom, it says, I just got off the phone with Christina, and the client that she's been back and forth with for like 3 weeks now just signed. She got a $10,800 cleanup job, and she is making $900 per month going forward. So she was crying, Tracy was crying, everyone was crying. It was so exciting. But this is it's very, very common. I always tell everybody, usually under 10,000 are the most common. She just kind of broke that threshold a little bit, but I'm going to give you a few other examples of what it's like. Now, I don't usually put the minimize. There we go. I don't usually put those on that chart of consistent reoccurring income because these are harder to predict. It's going to be different with every client that you get. So I can't give you an exact, like, if you have, 5 clients, you're going to make 10,000 in cleanup work. It's totally dependent on how many clients you have and what size clients you happen to run into. So the only thing I can do is give you guys examples of what you have to look forward to. So this is Kim. She joined our academy on October 17th of 2022. She landed her first client 6 weeks after starting our Bookkeeper Academy, launching her business. This one was a little bit larger, so she charged $21.97 per month, but she was able to charge $9,000 for the cleanup job. So in her second month in the Bookkeeper Academy, she actually brought in $11,197 in her bookkeeping business. So even though she was only at the $2,200 per month in reoccurring, she actually made over $11,000 in the second month, just 2 months in. So, if you guys are in that situation and you stumble across a client like that, you could literally pay off your entire academy investment by month 2. And then you'd have 10 months of straight profit. Every single client you get from there, straight profit, right? Alicia here, hers was really cool. She joined the academy on November 18th, 2022. She spent about 3 weeks getting her business up and running. She actually was also moving her family during that time, but then she decided to start launching her marketing plan. And on December 15th, she got her first client only 4 days after starting to market. So she got her first client in 4 days, but it was a month. She had been in the academy for a month, and her first client was $1,500 monthly, and her cleanup job was $6,000. So within the first month of being in the academy, and only after 4 days of marketing, she made $7,500, which is really cool. Those are both very common, like the Christina and Kim and Alicia, they're very common, but we sometimes have really awesome, massive ones too. So I'll show you, like Jennifer, she made $32,000 from one client's cleanup job. And then this client was paying her $2,200 per month going forward as well. So really awesome. This was Jennifer joined August 12th, 2022. She spent the first few months in the academy honestly working on her mindset. She wanted to build up her confidence. She was, needed to understand entrepreneurship and things like that. So the first few months, she was really just kind of absorbing things. And then she decided, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to start taking action. I'm going to do it. And so 2 months in, like in October, she started doing that. And by December 12th, she had her 5th client. And then this 5th client ended up having that massive cleanup job, which was really cool. So she made over $35,000 by her 4th month in there. And I interviewed Alicia and Jen on my podcast on YouTube. So you guys are welcome to watch their interviews and like hear this directly from them as well. So here's a little recap of, potential opportunities. If you guys get a cleanup job like this, type in the chat, what would you spend it on? Or what would you do with it? Would you put it in savings? Let's say you first paid off the academy investment. What would be the next thing that you would do with it? Yes, always thought that way and wanted to change my boss's company to that direction. That's awesome. Who knows, Liz, maybe you could work out something with your boss too. Maybe, I don't know how you could arrange that. I think it'd still be better for you to just start your own thing. That's what I need to start. Yes, you have to spend money and sweat and tears to get to your dreams. That's true. I mean, you do have to work hard for this. I'm not going to lie. I work really hard for growing this. I worked hard in my bookkeeping business. But what's great is you don't have to worry about doing things that are irrelevant or don't matter. That's been the only frustrating thing that I've had growing my businesses, is that without having a proper mentor in place, at times I felt like, am I wasting my time? Should I be doing this? Is this the right thing to be doing to get to my goals? That's the only frustrating part about a business. But when you have a mentor that says, yes, do this, it works, or no, you're wasting your time, stop doing that, do this. That is golden. It's golden, because then you can easily get to the results that you want, right? Save for monthly overhead. Great. Teresa's got the right idea. She's going to put this in her savings so that way she can then quit her job, utilize that money to pay her current bills so she can fully focus on her bookkeeping business. That is a great idea. Opening a cleaning service. Okay, Eva, you could do that. But I will tell you, your bookkeeping business is going to be way more profitable than a cleaning service. But what you could do is offer bookkeeping services to cleaning services. That would be a really good idea. Lee says, how about hire your boss to do your landscaping? Yes. Liz says, help my parents financially so can begin to move my son and I to our own place. Love it. Love that. That sounds great. Yep. And then once you start growing, for single parents like you, Lee and Liz, both of you guys, I highly, highly recommend to start using some of your business profit to leverage for other help at home. So like hire a housekeeper, hire someone to do meal prep, hire someone to drive the triplets to some of their different, events. If you have trouble doing that, you can do that, because when you're able to hire help at home to do some of the things that like maybe you don't really like to do, or something that needs to be done. Like I hate cooking and cleaning. I hate it. hate it. And so like sometimes it's nice to just have somebody that'll come in and do those things for you, because even if you can pay somebody 20 bucks an hour to do that, but you can make $100 an hour in your business, it makes sense. It just makes sense. And then your quality of life just goes up. It's just more fun. You can spend more time with your kids and not have to just cook for them all the time. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I can't stand cooking. Okay, so I want to show you guys how we help our students achieve these results. So the first thing that we do, well, not the first thing, but one of the things that we do is help them understand how to conduct a client discovery call. So they really know how to talk to potential clients. Then from there, we show them how to quote properly, how to determine how much they're going to charge the client, right? And then we show them how to propose the quote to the client so they can explain the value so that the client will say yes. And that's all about sales. So we talk about that. We show you how to do that in the academy. Then once the client says yes, we show you how to onboard them, what's needed to onboard. Then when they have a cleanup job, how to break the cleanup job down into manageable step-by-step process and how to actually complete it. And then lastly, how to complete the ongoing monthly work. So you know how to do that too from month to month and know you're doing a great job. At the end of this, you also get to submit every single client to us for a free full review of the books. So we will send you back a 15 to 60-minute long video going over the financials and overall the bookkeeping and say, hey, you did this right, you did this right, you did this right. I would check on this. I would ask your client this. And then you will have that information. So you know that you're doing a really great job for your clients. And then in the future, you'll know how to review your own work as well to make sure you're doing a great job. But in addition to all of those things that we teach you and support you on in the academy, we also teach our students how to find clients. And obviously, you guys might know that that is called marketing. And again, marketing is something that I am really passionate about teaching, because if you know how to do marketing, you'll always be in control of all the money coming in to your family forever. So anytime things are tough, let's say, who knows, for whatever weird reason, one of your clients closes their business, so you lose a client, right? Okay, turn on your marketing, go get another one, replace them. I had one student named Robin. She lived in Alaska and she had 5 kids that she was homeschooling, similar to me. And one of her daughters went to the dentist and needed an $1,800 dental work. And she was like, oh my gosh, I just kind of started my bookkeeping business where our funds are still tight. How am I going to come up with $1,800? And so she said she went home, she started marketing. She just started doing some stuff, reaching out to people. And then this guy booked a call on her calendar. She got on a call with him, learned about his business, put all the information in the quoting tool, and it was $1,800 cleanup job. And the guy said yes. And so she was like, I can't believe this, but I just literally manifested the exact money that I need to pay for my daughter's dental appointment. And I'm telling you, this happens all the time. I have chills from my head to my toes right now, but I have heard it a million times in the academy. And this is exactly what you guys are going to learn how to do. It takes some time to learn it, but you're going to be able to learn how to do all of this. So that way, anytime you need money, you can just turn on the marketing faucet and here it comes. So now our students in the beginning, usually we recommend that they spend at least 60 minutes a day on marketing, 30 to 60 minutes. So if you can squeeze that out, you can easily reach the numbers that I've shown you here. If you have more time to devote to it, you're just going to grow faster, which is great. What usually happens is in the beginning, our students spend about 30 to 60 minutes on marketing. Then as they get their first few clients, they kind of stop because they need to spend their time on servicing those clients, learning how to do the bookkeeping and providing a great job. Once they get through a few cleanup jobs and they start their marketing up again. Ideally, if you can keep your marketing going during all of that time, it'll be great because then you'll be able to keep getting more clients in. But I'm going to show you guys the 3 main methods that we teach our students to get clients, how to do the marketing. Every single method has been proven to take our students from $0 to $100,000 in their business, even if they only did one thing. Now you can pick one or you can do all 3. And if you do all 3, you're just going to get there faster. But we give you the opportunity to choose. So if there's 1 or 2 of these methods that you're just like, I don't want to do those at first, that's fine. You don't have to do all of them. So we're going to go over those right now. Emma Johnson, Million Dollar Moms and Kick-Ass Single Moms author. I love it. Million Dollar Moms. That's cool. Always talks and encourages single parents to not be afraid of affording those services. Yes, I highly recommend that, Liz. It's well worth it, because if you can stop stressing about the housework or the meal prepping, and that allows you to spend an extra 60 minutes a day on marketing, you could potentially make thousands of dollars every month by just hiring somebody to do some of that stuff. It's well worth it. But sometimes you got to get your business started and get it off the ground before you can, think about doing that. And that's okay too. I thought about that too. I was just waiting on my confirmation and was just letting me know what I needed to do. Do we need to master bookkeeping and QuickBooks when landing our first client? No one's ever going to be like a super master of it. Number one, QuickBooks constantly changes their software. It's annoying. But number two, in bookkeeping, there's always a million things to learn. So we want you guys to get used to and be comfortable with not needing to be an expert, not needing to be a perfectionist. Business can be messy, and that's okay. It can be messy. What you do want to do is make a commitment to doing a great job for your client, but we're going to be helping you learn how to do that as you're going and as you're getting paid. So you do not need to be or feel like an expert before landing your first client. Probably you won't feel that way. Very few people feel like experts at parenting before they have kids, right? Or if you go get a new job, you're not going to feel like an expert at that job for the first couple of months of being there, right? So thanks, Barbara. See you later. Okay, so the first method that we teach in our program for marketing is social media marketing. And we help you utilize the platforms that you're already familiar with to find and connect with business owners. So, thinking of it in a different way, how can I utilize these free platforms to get clients for free, and kind of shift that perspective to a business owner perspective? So whether that's Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, Instagram, we're going to help you figure out how to find and connect with business owners on there. And then we're going to show you how to post content that gets business owners interested in reaching out to you. So it's going to attract them to reach out to you. So it doesn't feel as, like spammy or whatever. And then they're going to, from there, want to schedule discovery calls with you. So, 99% of the time, this doesn't cost anything at all. And in January, we're going to do a marketing workshop to show you how to get all that content ready and load it out in the software, or on these platforms, so it's ready and done for you for the whole entire year, which is really awesome. So a lot of our students get clients this way, and it's great. You don't have to DM people. You don't have to cold message people. But if you do, that also works really well, because we're providing a service that people all really need. If they're a business owner, they have to have this. They need it. And so a lot of times people feel, honored that you're offering help in this area. For example, we have a student named Elena. I think I just shared that screenshot. Let me pull that back up. So right here, Elena just started at the end of September, client number 5. Elena has had like 11 people that she knew on Instagram that were business owners. So she reached out to them. She sent them a cold message that says, hey, I have a bookkeeping business now, and I just wanted to reach out and see if that's something that you might need help with. And 3 people booked discovery calls with her. Probably took her 5 minutes to send those messages, and she got 3 calls booked, which is really cool. So we show you how to leverage social media platforms to do that. Yeah, every industry needs QuickBooks differently. Exactly. And changing industries, you learn things you never knew before. 100%. Every single client is going to be slightly different, and every single industry you work with slightly different. So we'll show you how to best utilize QuickBooks for each particular client and industry. Great point, Liz. Okay, second marketing thing that we teach you how to do is networking groups. So we show you how to find virtual or in-person groups where business owners hang out. And then we help you create a strategy when attending these groups, so you know exactly how to make the most use of your time and how to get clients from these groups. We'll show you how you can not only get referrals from the groups, but also establish referral partners. So other members of the group will also be doing marketing for you. They're going to be like your marketing minions, and they'll start to refer their friends, their families, and their clients to you for bookkeeping as well. So some of these groups are free, but most of the time there is a small marketing investment for them. For example, I joined an industry exclusive group that cost me about $500 for an annual membership. And I made over $60,000 in my first year of being part of that group. So it is well worth the investment, but this one can have an investment. Sometimes, yes, you're welcome, Crystal. See you later. See you Monday. Some of them are an investment, but are well worth it. But even then, still very, for investing $500 to get 60,000 out of it, pretty good return on that one as well. And then the last one that we really focus on heavily is email marketing. This one works really, really well. Stephanie DeCarmo won our email marketing contest a couple of months ago. And she has had massive results with it on getting referral partners and connections. So much so that she just had her baby a couple weeks ago and is like freaking out about what to do with all the clients. So we have Emily, my operations manager, and I are helping her build her team, which is exciting. But what we first do is we help you gather a large list of business owners, but also a large list of tax offices. And we help you deploy email campaigns to each of them specifically. So business owners are going to get, obviously they're going to be, the whole purpose of that is to get new clients, right? But for tax offices, it's to get partnerships with. So we help you, not only get the business owners to sign on for services or interested in booking a call, but also help you create those referral arrangements with tax offices. So if you can set those up correctly and you can get partnerships with like 2 to 3 different tax offices, they will oftentimes just flood you with clients, which is really, really great. In case you guys don't know, you can't get your taxes done as a business owner unless your bookkeeping is done. A lot of tax offices either don't like to do bookkeeping, or they're so busy during tax season they can't handle all the bookkeeping work that comes their way. So they refer it out. It's insane to me to think about, because the tax offices don't even realize how much money they are pushing out their doors, but they oftentimes refer all of these bookkeeping clients to our students, and they don't even expect anything in return except, maybe refer some of your bookkeeping clients over for tax help. And so our students get money, or clients coming in like crazy from all of these tax referrals, which is really great. So we help you do that. It can also be free to utilize the email marketing strategy, but it's manual. It's a slower process. If you're willing to invest in some programs, it can speed that up and get your results going really quick. We just did a marketing workshop a few weeks ago on this exact process. Stephanie DeCarmo won our contest, and then I had her and our head of education come in and do a workshop to help people replicate exactly what she did following our plan. And then so many other people have been able to get great results as well, which is exciting. And we're going to do this marketing workshop again in January, which is cool. So based on the 3 main methods that we have, I'm curious of what marketing method you would choose to do. So do you want to do social media, networking, email marketing, or all of the above? So type the number in of which ones you think you're going to start with in your bookkeeping business. Eva says, how would we know if it's a good investment? Which part? The marketing? And are you talking about time or money, Eva? Can you elaborate on your question a little bit? Teresa says, before the launch, does the team help with conducting the emails? Yes, absolutely. We actually have all the email templates for you, so you don't even have to think about them from scratch. But if you ever need any help with any of that stuff, I have a full-time person on my team that all she does is write copy. Copywriting is what it's called, like writing out the emails. So you can always get feedback. The only thing you have to do is tell us that that's something that you want help with. Boom, you get help with it. Okay, so Gary says 4, 4, 4. Liz says 1 and 3. Eva's going to do all of it. Lee says, I already have a VA I pay for that runs a healthy Facebook campaign for me. Awesome. That's great. So we don't even teach you guys to do Facebook ads in here at all. This is all organic. Now, if you want to do Facebook ads, you absolutely can. It's more expensive to do that. And it can sometimes be pretty expensive to get a client. Like, could cost you anywhere from $200 to $500 of Facebook ads before you can actually get one client. But that could be worth it if you look at it in the right terms. If you spend, let's say, $500 and you get a client, and this client is going to pay you $500 a month for every month into the future, would kind of be worth it, right? But most people don't have Facebook ads can be risky and expensive, and most people don't actually have the capital to get those going. So we don't teach that in the academy. But if you're already doing that and it's proving to be good, you can definitely keep working with that, Lee. Liz says January workshop, when in January and need to be enrolled for access. Yes. Yes. So you want to get in as soon as possible so you can get your back office set up and all that kind of stuff. And then in January, when we do this workshop, this live workshop, then you'll have to be in the academy to get access to it. Exactly. But it'd be nice. The sooner you can get in, the better. So you can get everything set up. Then you can just focus 100% on your marketing, which would be really great. Plus, January is when, obviously, this, Liz, tax season kicks off, and that's when a lot of business owners start scrambling, and they're looking for somebody because they don't want to file their taxes late, right? So that would be awesome to get in there. And let me dump these links in here for you guys again, so you guys don't have to scroll if anybody's wanting to go ahead and apply for funding or fill out that form or anything. Okay, so now I'm going to go over like a little bit more detail on how our team will support you guys to help you reach these results so that you understand. Does everybody want to hear that? Type a yes in the chat or a thumbs up if you kind of want to see exactly what my team is going to do to help you. All right. Okay, great. So first thing that we have is this private members only Facebook group. You probably have access to our free group that's pictured here. That's called Have Your Cake and Eat It Too. But we have a private one called Piece of Cake Support Group. And we try to strive and make building your business a piece of cake. And in this group, we actually have about 200 students or so in their first year of growing their business. It's really awesome because you'll be able to collaborate with all of them, get to know all of them, have this great sense of community with others who are in your same journey in business, but also in life. It's like having the world's best coworkers, which is really great. We also have over 30 students that are in their second, third, or fourth, or going on their fifth year in the program. Kaylee Douglas and a handful of other people have been in there from the beginning, and they are starting their fifth year in business, which is exciting. And you'll be able to collaborate with them as well. Sometimes they're on the Zoom calls. Sometimes they like to host the Zoom calls. And you can also, tag them, learn from them in the group as well. And then we also have 8 to 10 different coaches or mentors in the program who are all experts in either growing a business, doing bookkeeping, marketing, mindset, all that kind of stuff. And you'll have access to all of them. And we treat the Facebook group it's not just a Facebook group. It is a ticketing system to our team. So every time a question is posted, we hop on that, and we also track everything as well. But you can ask any question. We want questions. We love questions. Yes, I will send you the link, Liz. I helped bring Liberty Tax, but it's been a while. Oh, okay. Yeah. I used to work at Liberty Tax too. Let's see. So when you post a question, it can be related to any topic: sales, marketing, quoting, QuickBooks Online, technical bookkeeping, technical tax questions, workflow, mindset, all that kind of stuff, because everything's related. Everything's going to be related into your business. So we love every single question. And when you post them in there, we answer all of them, every single one of them. Here are our current coaching hours. So Monday through Thursday, if you post a question between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Central Time, we currently have an average response time of 32 minutes per question. So you're going to get an answer really, really fast. If you post any on Friday, and Friday through Saturday, our hours are 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday, we have a little bit slower response time because there's just not as many questions that are asked. So our team checks in less periodically. And then, but all the other days, Monday through Friday, it's like right now, 32-minute average response time. I do require my team to have at least a 60-minute response time on every question, but they'd love to see how low they can get it. And so I haven't updated the chart, but last week it was 32 minutes. Which is really, really awesome. If you answer a question like on a Sunday or sometime during the evening, like really late past 8 p.m. or something, we do answer those questions at the very beginning of the next shift. So no question is going to go unanswered. You're going to get all of your questions answered really, really fast. And this is awesome for you because you will be able to get past whatever is stumping you, keeping you stuck, if there's ever a roadblock or something like that. And you'll be able to accomplish your goals in a more efficient manner and be able to move on to the next thing that's going to be important for you to work on, which is really awesome. We also have 7 to 8 Zoom calls every single week, sometimes more. Like when we did our marketing workshop, we had an extra 6 calls one week, which was really cool. The main ones that we have all the time are Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Time. We have a Wednesday night call at 7 p.m. and a Friday at 4 p.m. The Monday and Friday calls are all about starting and ending your week on the best mindset and overcoming what's blocking you. So if there's anything that you're stuck on, you hop on those calls mentally and we'll help you through it. People don't realize it, but sometimes they tend to self-sabotage. And so we want to help you determine, like, where am I keep holding myself back? Where am I keeping myself stuck? And what can I do to help overcome that? So Mondays and Fridays, those calls are primarily for that. The Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday calls are all about open Q&A, open office hours. You could come on there and be able to verbally ask any question that you have. And those are all on Zoom. And you can, if you feel comfortable, to turn on your camera and unmute, and you can talk to the team. Of course, if you're not comfortable with that at first, you can always type in the chat. They're all scheduled for 60 minutes, but a lot of times we stay on until every question is answered. So sometimes they last 2 to 3 hours as well, just like my webinars. So if there's ever, any question that you have, you can hop on and get those answered. And then, of course, from there, if you can't get the answer that you need from those two sources, then we do escalate you to a one-on-one. Exactly. So we also have a client success director and a client success accountability coach that you're going to have access to. They're going to support you one-on-one over email and texting, and even hopping on phone calls with you if you need some extra support and motivation to get to the next thing. They're going to give you the step-by-step process from day 1 through day 365 to help you reach your goals, the goals you have for yourself. Everyone comes in with a different life circumstance and a different goal and different time and a different schedule. So we're going to custom tailor the plan for you for your goals. And then they're going to help you keep accountable again to your own goals, which is different for everybody. So they're going to direct you to where you need to go to find the best support for the question or the issue that you have, and make sure that you know exactly where to find everything. Obviously, they're super supportive and motivational, and you'll really enjoy working with them. But then in our program, you're going to have so much coursework, you're going to not know what to do with yourself, and we're not going to want you to watch it all. We're going to have you watch a little bit at the beginning to get you the foundation of what you need to know. And then we're going to help you in a live format to really understand all of this. But if there is something that we really want you to know that's going to be best explained by watching one of our videos, we're going to tell you where to go to find it. So you'll have access to all of it, and you'll have forever access to the coursework, even if you decide after the 12 months not to stay in the academy. If you do stay in the academy, it's half price for your second year. But if you decide not to, you're going to still have access to all the coursework forever, which is awesome. There's a lot of special bonus trainings that people outside of our academy don't have access to. Now, if you join the academy today, what it's going to look like the first couple of weeks of being in there, you're going to set up your business back office so you're, physically ready for clients. Then the second thing you're going to do is learn the basics of bookkeeping and business ownership. Then you're going to learn how to provide amazing service to your clients. What does that look like? Like Lee said, what's the day-to-day? What's the month-to-month look like? What are my clients going to expect? And then from there, you're going to be able to communicate intelligently with a potential client, know how to talk about bookkeeping, feel somewhat comfortable, still nervous probably, but somewhat comfortable about how to communicate with a client. Then you'll also know how to conduct a potential client discovery call. If you get someone that's really interested in bookkeeping services, you'll know how to run that call. You'll know what questions to ask, and we'll give you the script. So then from there, you'll have a couple of weeks of setup and learning. And then the next couple of weeks is going to be all focused on marketing, developing and launching your marketing plan, getting the help, support, and feedback from our group calls that you're looking for as you're trying to find your first few clients. And then after that, that's when our students start enrolling their first few clients in the program. And then from here, we're going to help you with the cleanup jobs and onboarding and doing the work. And then every other month after that, it's rinsing and repeating. You're going to continue to onboard and work with new clients. This is where you're going to, over time, become an expert bookkeeper, an expert business owner. You're going to have the experience of working with clients from all different industries with our safety net. And then this is going to help you set the foundation for a profitable business that gives you the financial location and time freedom that you guys are all looking for. So obviously, if you haven't already done so, the next steps are to apply for our program by filling out one of those links that I gave you, or filling out the Bookkeeper Academy, Future Bookkeeper Academy student form, which I will paste again in here so you guys have it handy. And if you've already done it, comment cake in the chat so I know, even though this has gone on so long, we've had like half our people hop off by now. But Eva says, this business is just as a tax, but other businesses too. What if a client hires you to be their personal bookkeeper? So you can be their bookkeeper for their business, but you can also do bookkeeping for their personal finances. Although I don't really recommend doing that. But if they're willing to pay for it, you can definitely do it. I always tell our students to charge more for that because it's more work. It's a lot more work. I do my own bookkeeping for my personal finances and QuickBooks, and it takes forever. All right. Yes. Cake for Teresa and Gary. Awesome. I am so excited for you guys. So does anybody have any more questions on anything I went over so far right now? I'll turn this off for a minute. And I always like to end these with, I'm going to start ending them all with a fun quote. Ooh, I like this one. This one's really great. You guys will like this one. Okay. So here's a quote by Arianna Huffington. Fearlessness is not the absence of fear. It's about getting up one more time than we fall down. So it's okay to be scared to start your business, but just don't let it stop you and don't let it keep you down. Right? I love that quote. All right. All right. I'm excited, Zule. That is great. I'm glad you went ahead and filled out the form. Fantastic. We're excited to see you in there. Teresa says the marketing aspect of this is scary. My social media is small and not sure how to get that going. Yes. Okay. So the first thing I would recommend doing, Teresa, is starting to search for business owners. I'll share my screen and show you guys how to do that. Let me pull that up. Okay. I'm going to get this over here. Share my screen again. So this is something that I would suggest just do this weekend as much as you can. So go up here to Facebook. One of the things that you can do is you can search for, let's say, realtors near me, whatever business that you're interested in doing, and change it to people. And then you can see, okay, she's a realtor, salesperson, realtor, real estate agent, former realtor, maybe not want that one, realtor sales associate. Some of these work, some of them don't, but just start maybe adding friends. Or another thing you could do is look for business owner groups. Let's see, KC. So I'm near Kansas City. So pick a place nearby you and join some of these groups. And then you can go in there and you can start friend requesting some of them. It's pretty easy to do that way. And I know it feels kind of weird, but that's what business owners do. I had a lot of people do that to me as I was networking, and I'd get all these friend requests from people that I didn't know, and then realize, oh, they're business owners. So eventually they're going to want to sell to me just as you're going to want to sell to them. But it's okay because we're not going to be spamming them. You're just connecting with them. It's kind of like on LinkedIn. You can do the same strategy on LinkedIn, pull up LinkedIn and search for, chiropractors or roofing companies or whatever business that you want to do, and just start connecting with people. And then what you would do from there is when we start getting your social media, Teresa, in January, when we have your social media all spaced out, these people will already be friends with you, and then they'll just start seeing it. And when they start seeing it, then that's when they'll start reaching out. So now, of course, in the meantime, you could always send them a message and say, hey, thanks for connecting with me. I'm a new business owner. I wanted to connect with other business owners. I offer bookkeeping services. Let me know if this is something that you would be interested in getting help with at any point in time. So super, super simple, which is easier to get started with. Yeah. So any of these, whatever platform that you're already kind of using, if you're more familiar with Facebook versus Instagram or Facebook versus LinkedIn, then I would just stick with Facebook. I only used Facebook at first when I started my business. I only used one platform. So it's just whatever is going to be the best for you. Oh, yeah, business bookkeeping is what you're going to be doing, not personal financial bookkeeping, if that's what you're asking. Yep. And while I know you're traveling, so I don't know if you have the ability, but one of my original students back in 2019, she had a 2-hour commute to work, 2 hours there, 2 hours back every day. So she did most of her coursework through listening in her car. Like all the coursework that we have you do at the beginning, some of it is actionable steps, but some of it's just listening and watching. And of course, she couldn't watch, but she listened through all of it first. So if you do have to do that while you're traveling, Teresa, just, listen to it just to get immersed in that and understand, the language of bookkeeping and how you could, feel more comfortable talking about it to people too. That's very helpful. So Helen and Jessica, I didn't hear from you guys too much on here, a little bit from Jessica. What questions do you guys have? And same with Tashish, I didn't hear from you much. Yeah, I also recommend Teresa and everyone that's going to join the academy, like, I know you can't get on every call. It's hard for people to get on every single call, but if you can get on any and just say, hey, I'm brand new. What should I do for my, for marketing? Should I do this first? Should I do that first? And we can also guide you. You could also skip to the marketing section in the program as well and just go right to that. Also. So I am going to go ahead and hop off and let this recording process so I can have Sean send it out to you guys. So be looking for a text from him with the recording, and look forward to seeing you guys all in the academy, hopefully on Monday. And then if not, we'll see you maybe on Thursday on our next webinar. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic weekend, and don't hesitate to reach out. If you don't hear from Sean, please reach out to us so that way we can make sure you get everything you need. All right. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful weekend.